こいつは楽しめそうだ。
Fighters ready. Engage.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Who'll 186 back again with another overrated podcast. This is the 51st episode of the overrated podcast. I am your co-host, Who'll 186, and right here we have.
Yes, the traditionalist 101. And this is usually not the type of day that we do our podcast. We all know it's usually on a Monday, but things happen, and but we still wanted to give you all a very good show.
Yeah.
So here we are. But it wasn't me. It's my co-host over here. But everything seems to be good on his end. So
Yeah. Like I mean, I don't want to get into details, but Monday I had a family obligation that I had to uphold, so we couldn't do it on Monday. I know you were working all week. In fact, you just got off of work, so
yeah.
So like Friday, and I go to work in a couple hours, and but it's not going to interrupt the podcast, so we're good there. Yeah. So I mean, pretty much outside of wasting my time with my car, having to get some stuff done on it, everything else is fine. Everything else is fine.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. So any hopefully this doesn't happen again, but if it does, that's just life, and we're able to make adjustments. But we're happy for those of you who are here.
Yes. And Malta's here. He said, "Let's get it started." Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
got,
trust me. Yeah, we're going to start right now.
We got a lot of sports talk to get to about basketball and wrestling. And yes, I know it's Friday, so it's definitely not permanent. It's just these are just the times that we're able to do it. So so it's fine. Do you want to get started, or do you have anything to say before we get started?
No. I mean, I don't really have much. Since we have like 5 topics, it's probably best that we just start talking now and get these topics going.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get to the first topic. First one is going to be fairly as you can see here, it'll be fairly short. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. But I did want to talk about this because I find this to be very interesting. As you can see here, this is Multiversus gameplay. This is the upcoming platform brawler from Warner Brothers, and they have a whole bunch of crazy. They have a very crazy roster right now, and it just got a little crazier with LeBron James. Yes, that LeBron James. And, this is the gameplay overview. This is from
Do you have the trailer?
Yeah, well, I don't think I have the trailer, but I have the gameplay overview right here.
Okay.
As you can see here, he's bouncing the basketball. Let me put this in full screen. This is on Rufflemonger. So shout out to him. I just Rufflemonger. So shout out to him. So this is basically the gameplay overview, and obviously if you just go to Rufflemonger, and you'll hear what he has to say. I don't know if you noticed what he just did there. Let me rewind. I don't know if you realize what he just did there.
No, I still don't know.
Yeah. No. You see the motion that he's doing?
Right here when you paused?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't remember the meme?
Oh, the meme with J.R. Smith.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
They put
god,
that right in the game. That's pretty insane. I respect it. I absolutely respect it.
I respect it too. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
That is definitely hilarious. Oh my gosh.
that's crazy. That's crazy. So this is an overview of what he can do in the game. Like I mean, what was your thoughts when you heard this guy? I told you. I don't know if you knew before I told you, but I remember told you that. What was your first reaction?
Yeah, when I found out that he, was in the game, it was definitely a big surprise to, for me. Big surprise for me because this is not something that you expected. And then I kept asking myself, well, why? Like, why in the world would they put LeBron James? What does he have anything to do with WB and DC? But then I forgot that he was in the movie.
Yeah, he did the Space
I,
Jam movie. I
yeah,
haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's not good at all.
I wasn't interested.
And
I was never interested in that movie.
the thing is that the original movie, Space Jam movie. Let's be real, that shit wasn't great either. But I don't know. It definitely did. It definitely sounded like this movie was worse.
You didn't like the first one?
No, it was fine. I liked it when I was a kid, but like I mean, people saying, "Oh, it's the original so much better." I don't know if I go that far.
Well, if they say it was so much better, I'm not going to, dismiss that. But
Hmm.
from all, I haven't heard anyone said one good thing about this new Space Jam movie. Not one.
That's true. I haven't heard any. I haven't heard anyone say anything complimentary about that movie. But thing is that LeBron James has been in multiple movies before. Like he was in this movie Trainwreck with Amy Schumer, and he was very good in that. He was
Hmm.
very good in that movie. So I'm surprised that this movie didn't do well, but it is what it is. But what's your thoughts on the gameplay going on? Oh, let me read from Malta. Malta said that he said that this is so random, and he said that Space Jam 1 is whack. He didn't like Space Jam.
Uh, to me, I thought the original Space Jam was fine. I didn't really had any problems, with the first, Space Jam movie. Like I could still watch it, till this day. I think it would have gotten better if Michael Jordan actually put in the effort to do some proper acting. Because
Oh,
that dude didn't do a good job in acting whatsoever.
I mean, he's not an
And
actor. He's a basketball player.
yeah, but you could at least try. Come on, man. You could tell that he had a nonchalant type of attitude, and I'm assuming the producers were just was just dealing with it because he's Michael Jordan, and because he's Michael Jordan, they just accepted whatever he gave them in camera. He didn't care anything about that movie. You could tell because you could tell he didn't really want to put any type of emotion in that movie. And what was that? Is that your
Yeah, hold
phone?
on. Give me one. Yeah, that's my phone. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you could tell that he didn't want to put any type of effort in that movie. Not one little bit of effort in that movie. But I still enjoy it. I can still enjoy the movie even now. But to what you said, Malta, I think what happened with this new Space Jam movie, I heard it was far worse, far worse. So I mean, if you would have to ask, my opinion, am I going to watch it? No, I'm not interested in watching the movie. I'm really not. And one of the reasons why I'm not even interested is because we all know why LeBron James wanted to make that movie. It's because he wanted to imitate, Michael Jordan. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to watch. And I just kept saying to myself, you know what, dude? Like,
Are you really doing this? Are you really you're really saying
I'm
that?
saying, oh, you're actually back. I kept saying to myself, like, dude, give it a rest, man. Give it a rest. Like, you're not going to beat Jordan. You're not ever going to be Jordan, and All
Wait,
this
is that why?
copy.
That's why you didn't want to watch the movie.
No. That's part of it. And the
Okay.
second part, I knew the movie wasn't going to be good. Like, when I saw the trailer, I said this thing looks like complete trash. I think
Uh,
you said something similar in those lines too. You weren't impressed with the trailer either.
yeah, the movie looked bad. Like the movie looked bad, but it had nothing to do with Jordan. It had nothing to do with Jordan. Like I didn't
I
give
mean,
a
no,
damn.
you know for a fact the only reason why he made that movie is because of Michael Jordan. That's it. If there was no Space Jam one, we wouldn't have. You think he would have come up with a Space Jam on his own? No. And would anybody complain? No. But people are complaining now because they know that he's trying to imitate Jordan or emulate Jordan. That's not going to happen.
I mean, look, I don't know whose idea it was to do the Space Jam movie or whatever, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know. It would have been nice if Jordan was in it, but I don't think he is.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why would you want Jordan in it?
I don't know, because he was in the last one.
Hmm.
I mean, they're just weird. There's something weird about their relationship, right? There's something weird about their relationship, right? And I know, in the 75th anniversary, they were caught, talking to each other and nice, and it was a very pleasant scene. But we should see more of that. It don't make no sense why I just don't understand their relationship is so weird. Their relationship is weird to me. Their
Yeah.
relationship is weird. But it would have been nice. It would have been a nice touch if Jordan was in it. You know what I mean? It would have been nice. But do I think that he's trying to copy Jordan? I don't. What does he have to copy Jordan for? Like they're two
Are you kidding me?
they're two very different people anyway. They're very different in how they approach their games basically, and they're different people at how they approach um like stuff that they deal with politics. So I don't understand why oh they're the same. No, they're
Oh,
not the same.
stop being naive. You know damn well, I shouldn't curse. You know good darn and well that he was trying to emulate Jordan with this movie. You know it. You know it. Why
I
why make the movie then? Why make the movie? Why?
make money. Make money
Okay,
make
okay.
money with
Why
a
couldn't he
franchise that has name
why
recognition.
why couldn't he make his own movie? Why did it have to be a Space Jam 2 if that's the case?
I mean, it would have been nice if he made his own movie, but I mean, I wasn't gonna watch it anyway. So what did it matter?
What do you mean? What does it matter? All I'm saying is he's trying to imitate Jordan. That's all.
And I'm
But
telling
for
you,
some reason, you're saying that's not true.
it's not true. It's not. Because they're not the same person. I would if you said Kobe, yeah, sure, I would actually absolutely agree with you. But they're not the same. They're not the same person.
I honestly would have preferred Steph Curry to do it instead of LeBron James. I
How the
think
fuck
I
is
think I think I think I think Steph Curry would have had a much better fit um in that movie than LeBron James because
how the
Steph,
hell did that
Steph
make
Steph
sense?
Steph Steph Curry's been winning.
What the fuck? Oh my! What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about?
All right,
What are
first
you
off,
talking about?
watch your language, and two, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think Steph Curry would have made a lot more sense than LeBron James, in my opinion. Not for this year. I'm talking about because there were rumors, well, not rumors, but there were just talk and hearsay that Steph Curry should be in the next Space Jam movie when he was winning, championships. This is the time when he had that run of winning, championships.
Not when LeBron James is the one that helped produce this fucking movie. At least from what I remember. It's the main reason why he went to the Lakers
To make that movie.
to make movies. Yeah, because he has a whole bunch of stuff that he's into, like and film production is one of them.
Yeah, well, he did an awful job with this movie. So,
I
well, I
mean,
mean, kudos for trying. but he did an awful.
Don't lie. You don't believe that. Don't lie.
No, I mean, he tried. Now, unfortunately, he couldn't have a good relationship with China because China didn't want that movie to be shown, in their country. But yeah, I mean, but hey,
Wait. They didn't want it shown in their country. Why?
I forgot the reason. I forgot the reason why. But China said, "Hell no, that's not going to happen." And I think I wanted to talk about it in the podcast, but I just completely forgot. And plus, you wouldn't want to talk about it anyway.
No, I would have been okay with it. I would have been okay with it, but I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. You're frozen right now, and I think that's me.
Oh, so it's not me, it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
Um, but like you said though, it was a very big surprise. When it comes to that movie, not movie with the game, and frankly, there was a lot of surprises. Like like we mentioned earlier, all the movies. Now we're not going to get into it, but you mentioned how they were going to make new Avengers movies.
Mhm.
Like to me, the first, I don't think the movies are going to be good for one because you know I don't know how you're going to replace those original characters, the original cast.
Mhm.
I don't like tokenization, like I said before. And two, the Russo brothers, I think that's their names, that made the original Avenger movies and the Captain America movies. They're not going to be making the movie. They're not directing the movie. So I mean, I'm actually surprised with the huge success that they had, with the Russo brothers. That I don't know if the next one is going to be good. So I honestly don't know. But
Right.
I mean, we're gonna be having Black Adam movie. They're saying more Avenger movies, Lord of the Rings, yada yada yada. Apparently, there was so much that was going on, with the Comic Con. Like, I really want to go to the main one, California, next year.
Mhm.
And I remember you mentioned they was gonna do an E3 next year. If that's
That-
true,
that-
we have to go to that one. We
I
have to go to we have to try to plan a trip to go to that one.
I don't want to go to a dumbed down version of E3.
Is it going to be dumbed down?
More than likely, it will be. If Sony's not going to be there, I don't know what Microsoft's going to do, and I ain't going there to see anything Nintendo related. So it's
Of
like,
course, you're a Nintendo hater. Of course, of course, of course.
yeah. Anyway, let me read some stuff from Malta. Malta said that as well as preparing for the movie by hanging out with the actors in a certain environment. He said that he trusts me. I went to the film school. Maybe someday I'll watch that crap. Maybe someday I'll watch that crap. Yeah, if it's on TV, I'll see what it is. But I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be good. Um, Malta also asked, "Hey Steve, will LeBron ever catch up to the GOAT?" I think he's trolling. He knows your answer.
Absolutely not. He's never going. Like he in my opinion, he didn't even catch Kareem yet. Like I don't know why everyone is talking about LeBron and MJ. He hasn't even passed Kareem. So I don't really like to talk about it or entertain it because he's not even number two yet. To me, he's number three. He's number three.
Like how
And
many
yet,
more? Right.
hmm?
Malta said, "How many more decades does he have to play to win two more chips?" Um,
And here's the thing, Malta. This is what I was trying to tell Hoovy 186 so many times, that people want to give him credit for longevity, but the longer he plays actually favors or benefits Michael Jordan because he
no, it
did it
doesn't.
in a
No, it
much
doesn't.
more short
No, it
time
doesn't.
span.
No, it
If
doesn't.
you could win all
No, it
those championships in the least amount of time, that is far better than somebody getting chance after chance after chance after chance and can't win. No.
That I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Because the funny thing, and we've been through this. I don't want to go through this shit again, but I'll say it straight up. You look at Michael Jordan, the Wizard years, right? The same age that LeBron James is now, mind you, with a 2 year rest, is half the player LeBron James is currently. You don't want to admit it, but that's what the facts are. That's what the numbers say. For a guy who didn't have a break, who has to deal with all this social media bullshit that Jordan never had to go through, right? He's still playing at a high level. he's still a top 10, top 5, top 10 type player in the league. Jordan wasn't that in Washington. Wasn't that in Washington?
You sure about that?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was number one when it comes to what do you call it? Attention. But he wasn't a top 10 player in the league in that time. He wasn't. He wasn't. He's damn sure not on LeBron James level during that time. He wasn't. But everyone, including and especially you, all you Jordan stans, like to forget that. So the longevity. Now, if you want to say that in their prime Jordan's better, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you over that. But the reason why the longevity is impressive is because you look at his peers. Look at his peers. Dwight Howard is pretty much on his last leg going, and he's basically about to go to WWE. He's on the verge of going to WWE. At one point, he and LeBron James was 1 and 2. There was an argument that between who would you start a franchise with, LeBron James or Dwight Howard? And look at what Dwight Howard has done in his career since, and look at where LeBron James is. Now, mind you, the only championship that Dwight Howard has in his career is because of LeBron James. Okay? And look at all the rest of his peers. Dwayne Wade retired. Carmelo, shell of himself. Chris Paul, he's good.
No. Chris Paul is still a superstar. Don't start.
But he's not on LeBron James' level.
I mean, he's still a superstar.
All right, but he's not on LeBron James' level.
He's still a superstar. He's still a top elite. Is he elite? Yes or no?
It depends on what you consider elite.
Is he elite? Yes or no?
Is he a top 10 player in the league?
Arguably, yes.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Arguably, yeah. I would definitely put him there because you have to remember, if we have to be consistent, if we're going to be consistent, there's a lot of people that you have to take off that list. Like, I'm not putting Damian Lillard on there anymore. You have to take.
I'm putting him ahead of Chris.
No.
I'm not
Damian Lillard hasn't really done much of anything. Chris Paul did wait. Okay, exactly. So you have to take him off.
But if you're telling me you're going to start NBA team right now, no, you're going to start NBA team right now. You're picking Damian Lillard. You're picking Chris Paul over Damian Lillard.
What was your statement? Your statement was, is he a top 10 player right now for that season? And what I said, but you can't put Damian Lillard on there. You can't put Kawhi on there. He's been hurt. And you cannot put AD on there either. So who are you going to put in? Eventually, it has to be Chris Paul.
I would pick all those players over Chris Paul.
But we're talking about...
And that's not a knock on Chris Paul.
It is a knock on Chris Paul. Because what you're saying is players who are injured are still better than him. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a problem. You can't have a guy who's injured is better than Chris Paul. That's an insult to me.
I mean, it could be an insult to you all you want. The facts are is that I don't look at Chris Paul as a top 10 player. I don't. He's not even the best player on his own team. Don't even think of trying to say that LeBron James is the only one that's left over. Chris Paul is on there too. He's not on the same level as LeBron James. He's not.
He's still a very good elite superstar.
Very good and elite is literally a contradiction. You can't be very good and elite.
He's very, 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 very outstanding player. How's that?
Hey man, if you're gonna pick Chris Paul over Damian Lillard, good luck.
Yeah,
I guarantee you're the only person in the world that's doing that.
Chris Paul actually helps his teammates get better. And by the way, didn't Chris Paul go to the finals?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, and how many finals did
but we're gonna sit here and pretend that he didn't have Devin Booker by his side. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen.
You didn't
No. Because Chris Paul Chris Paul couldn't even get out of the second round before he tagged with Devin Booker. He didn't even get out of the second round before he got to Devin Booker. And again, this is not a knock on Chris Paul.
It looks like
No. All I'm saying is that when you look at the league, Chris Paul, in my opinion, is not a top 10 player. He's a player that can help a team win. He definitely is a winning type player. He absolutely is. But when it comes to actual, who's the top guys in the league, Chris Paul's not there. He's not there anymore.
You're getting everything all mixed up.
No, I think you're the one.
You get things mixed up because if we are going to claim who was the top guys last season that just passed, what I'm saying, you can't put AD on that list because he hasn't played. You can't put Kawhi on that list. He hasn't played. You have to, in order to fit that top 10 list for last season, I believe eventually you have to put Chris Paul in.
I don't care about last season. First of all,
no, wait, hold on. Last season just passed.
Okay, that's fine, but I don't care about last season. I don't care because last season passed. We're talking about now, and I'm telling you that even hurt, I'm picking Leonard over Chris Paul. Every guy you named, I'm picking over Chris Paul. Why? Because they're younger, and once they get healthy, once they get their stuff in order, they're better players than Chris Paul. That's just how it is. Now I'm trying to see like you have someone behind you.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know. You're there. I'm not there.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
You're breaking up a lot, just so you know.
Okay, but I mean, right now, everything's good on my side. Wi-Fi wise, everything good on my side. I don't know if it's me, but everything's good. Nothing's frozen on my side. And can everyone hear me? Like, just let me know in the chat. If I know Steve's frozen, but if you can hear me, then that's on him. So while he gets his stuff situated, let me read some comments. Okay, you're good. You're good now.
Okay.
You're good now. All right. So Mota says when LeBron passes Kareem in points, Kareem will lose so much relevance. I don't think so. I don't think so. At least I hope not.
No, I don't think so either because he still won 6 championships and he won championships with 2 different teams, Milwaukee and LA, and being having the second most points, in NBA history. I mean, that's still very impressive anyway. I mean, who's going?
And I'm telling you, and LeBron James are going to pass him.
He may pass him either this season or next season. But the thing is, though, I don't trust. LeBron James has consistently been injured, so I don't know if he will have, the capability of surpassing him if he's going to keep getting injured. You know what I'm saying?
I hope that's not the case, but that's just par for the course when you get older. And even with the injuries, he still I think he averaged more points than he ever has. I don't know what the future holds, but I can't dismiss that he's not going to still be great. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's about being great. And I think Chris Paul right now is very, very good. I don't think he's great. I'm not picking when it comes to just point guards. Like I'm looking at point guards, right? I'm not even dismiss everybody else. I'm talking about point guards in the league. I think he's top 5, but I think he's on the lower half of the top 5 than the upper half. He's not better than Curry. When healthy, he's not better than Lillard. When healthy, I don't think he's better than what other point guards do they have out there? Okay, off the top of my head. Can you think of any point? Can you name some point guards, please?
We have what's his name from the garbage Westbrook. We have him.
All right, Paul's better. Paul's better. Like, fuck out of here.
Oh man, that's funny. Okay, how about Kyrie?
I have to put Kyrie. Kyrie's better.
Kyrie's better.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kyrie's better, man. And trust me, I'm not a fan of Kyrie.
Kyle Lowry.
Nah, I would go Paul. Paul's better.
Ah,
I think Lowry's a better defender, but no, but I gotta go with Paul. Paul has the longer. Paul has more of a Well, I mean, Lowry has a ring, but I consider Paul to be a better player.
that was funny. Do they? Hey, is Marcus Smart a point guard?
Fuck out of here! Fuck out of here with that Marcus Smart bullshit. No, like. So yeah, okay. So if you want to say he's top 3 point guard, then fine. But I don't think he's a top 10 player in the league. I don't. I think there are definitely 10 to 15 players you will pick ahead of Chris Paul, and that's mainly due to age.
Yeah, but I think here's my overall point
Mm-hmm.
was I was trying to prove you wrong that LeBron James was not the only one. As far as when he got drafted, that he's the only one that's relevant today. I think Chris Paul is still as relevant as LeBron James.
But who do you think? Do you think that the gap between them is that small? I think it's wide. I think it's big.
Yeah, mid-size.
I guess I have to respect that. Multa said respect the longevity. He's still great. That's all I'm saying. Like you don't like to say that the longevity benefits Jordan doesn't make any sense to me because at the end of the day, like you need more things that go into place than just you need more things to get into place than winning a championship. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as Westbrook's on that team, they ain't winning nothing. They're not winning anything. And even when he's out, they're not winning anything. Because I think Golden State's better. I think the Clippers are better. I think Phoenix right now is better, even though they have their issues. I think Dallas is better.
And the Grizzlies too.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are better. It's a big climb up for the Lakers. And as long as AD's health is a question mark, they're not on the same level as those other teams.
Who else were you going to name after Chris Paul? As far as being, I guess it seems like what you're trying to say is that there's a huge chasm, between LeBron James and everybody else as far as relevancy.
As far as for the player that grew up that was in his era that came in around the same time, yeah, I think there is. Like the biggest one for me is Dwight Howard because like you can't dude. There were some people in the league, some GMs in the league that thought that Dwight Howard was a better player than LeBron, or at least more important player than LeBron.
Well, I think people started saying that more when Dwight beat him in the in the playoffs. So I get it.
But once the game evolved, LeBron James was able to adjust. Dwight Howard couldn't.
Yeah,
simply couldn't. All right, let me read some more stuff here. Multa said that when LeBron is 40, he will also average 21 points per game. I mean, I wouldn't count him out. So it goes. Multa said, "I guess I'm a Jordan stand." I mean, look, here's my thing. If you're someone who thinks everything Jordan did was great, that's fine. The reason why I consider a lot of people, and Steve is one of them that stands, is that you guys think that everything he did was perfect, and that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
You could think he's great, but to say that everything he did was great and this and that, and he's infallible, like no, and I'll never stand for that. Malta says all I'm saying is he's the best player in NBA history. That's fine. I think he's the greatest player in NBA history.
No, you said LeBron James was better.
No. There's aspects in LeBron James' game that's better. But when you look at Jordan's accomplishments, I would argue that he's the best player in the NBA history. You
said once when LeBron James won his 4th ring, you said he passed Michael Jordan.
I don't remember saying that. But you also have to take into account that he's the first player in NBA history to win Finals MVP on 3 different teams. Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me. Now, there's only one team he won twice with. I just want to let everyone know that. We know where. I ain't gotta say it. We know where. But yeah, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But like I said, like you look at Jordan's accomplishments, like Yeah, they're insane. They're absolutely insane. He changed the culture of the league. Like that will never go. That will never go away. But don't sit there and pretend. And that's my problem with Steve is that he acts like their gap between them is like an ocean, and that's not the fucking case at all.
The gap between them, yes, is a chasm.
No,
It is.
I don't buy that at all. I don't buy that at all. You look at all the accomplishments that LeBron James has, like absolutely not. They're a lot closer than a lot of people want to think. And the problem with the Jordan stands is that they think that it's never you can never think that LeBron is better than Jordan. You can never think that. And I'm saying that there's aspects in LeBron James's game that he does better than Michael Jordan. And there are numbers that prove that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. All right. So Nolan said the longevity is also impressive because it's a softer league. I mean, yeah, I would argue that because you look at the time that Jordan played the Detroit Pistons, he was playing football with no pads in those games.
That's
He was
funny.
playing football with no pads in those games. But I'll tell you this: people think that LeBron James couldn't play in the old school days. No, he absolutely would have, and he would have dominated because at the end of the day he has the body of Karl Malone, but he had the skill set of Magic Johnson. Trust me, he was absolutely beast in that era too.
I agree. I agree.
I know.
And I also believe that they're taking it too far when they say that guys, NBA players from this era wouldn't be able to hang around, in the 90s and the 80s. I honestly
Yeah, go ahead.
I honestly believe that they would have been able to adjust. I think each guy, like Giannis, LeBron, um, if you want to, I mean, if you want to add, Kobe on there, yeah, sure. Kobe also, all these guys, I think they all would have been able to adjust and handle, the extra, physicality during the 90s, 80s era. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast before, but Charles Oakley said that Giannis wouldn't be able to handle the physicality of the 90s. Like, what the fuck is he smoking?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this straight up. Charles Oakley, if he was in today's NBA, he would be a G leaguer, and not even a good G leaguer.
I agree.
He wouldn't even be in the league today. I respect the man's work, but the fuck out of here. Like Giannis, if with that body, like he would destroy the league.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
All right, so Torian, shout out to Torian for being here. Also, shout out to Nolan too. Thank you for joining us, Nolan. Torian said that I thought Dwight Howard would have retired years ago. I thought I would have thought so too, but like I said, he is winding down. Like I said, he did have a WWE. I don't know. He was part of some WWE seminar or whatever, and he said that he wants to do that someday. All right, so I mean, if you thought my slander for Chris Paul bad, you ain't hear nothing yet. Mota said that CP3 is not a superstar. He said that no way, dude's not since he was a Clipper.
I mean, I think he definitely reached superstardom when he helped the Phoenix Suns go head to the finals. Absolutely.
No, he was a superstar before then.
Yeah. I'm saying that he remained a superstar. Like I think it made it basically it gave us a confirmation that he is a legit superstar, and that claiming that he was one beforehand was not far fetched. That's all.
And Nolan said, but is he still an all-star? And is the question. I think he's still an all-star. I just think that, I think there's a couple point guards in the league who are better. And Multa said that CP3 is not even a top 25 player.
Do you agree with that?
No, I think he's in the top 25.
Oh, okay.
But he's in that area. He's in that area. I don't think he's in the top 10 area. But he's in the 15 to 20 range.
Okay.
It's only going to slide down because of age. Only because of age. Mota said when it's all said and done, Rondo was wow. Rondo was better, I have to disagree with you there.
Yeah, that's completely wrong, Moto. Completely wrong. Now, Rondo had outstanding years when he was in Boston, but ever since he left Boston, he's just been average.
I mean, he is a 2-time champion. Yeah, I mean,
He's
pretty much what Mota says. I know who's a champion. Like, I mean, he's pretty much intimating that. Like, and Rondo's a 2-time champion. And I'm picking Chris Paul. Like, I'm sorry. And I think those two had a fight too.
yeah. I remember that fight. Oh, then,
All right. So
yeah.
no one asked have we moved to Friday because we had a hell of a short show Friday. No. It's just Monday. I had stuff to do, so I couldn't do the show.
Did we have a short show on Friday?
No, I think it went 3 hours.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, Trae Young. Like I think he mentioned Trae Young. Better than I would pick. And trust me, I am not a fan of Trae Young, but I would pick him over Chris Paul.
I don't know who. I don't know who I would pick.
I mean, though I'm just picking Trae Young based on potential. Because I think that he'll gain more muscle. You know, obviously he's not going to get any taller, but he'll gain more muscle. I think he'll be better at. I think he'll have better shot selection, and he's already, you know, and he's already a good passer.
Yeah.
And Torrin says Boston's still a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, that's true. I fuck Boston. All right, so we're done. We're done with this. Let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah, and so overall,
Mhm.
is what I want to know from you is, are you going to play the game?
Multiversus? Yeah, absolutely.
Are you going? It's free, right?
It's free to play.
Okay, so you and I'm actually willing to try it too, and I'm pretty sure
It's not on Switch though.
Yeah, isn't it? It's only on PlayStation, right?
Yeah, PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah, that's very odd that it's not on Switch. Very odd.
Honestly, it makes sense. I actually think it makes sense. And I think we mentioned this when we first talked about the game. I just think that brawlers on Switch, they have on Nintendo in general, they just have the tough distinction of having to deal with the Smash Brothers comparison. So if you do it on other platforms, establish it there first, make it free to play, and if it's good enough, and if the demand for it on Nintendo consoles is good enough, then maybe Nintendo would want to put it on their platform.
So you think this is a good idea that it's not on the console?
Yeah, I actually think it makes sense. It makes sense to me.
The reason why it doesn't make sense to me is because you're not really hurting. You're not hurting anybody. And what I mean by that is, I could understand if the game actually cost money, because people probably wouldn't bother, buying the game anyway. But since the game is free, it doesn't make any sense to not put it on the Switch. It's a free game.
Yeah.
Now, if the game costs $70, $60, $50, I could understand. But since it's free, it doesn't make any sense not having it on the Switch.
Okay. All right, and then let me read these, and then we can move on. Multi said, "I know who's better in the playoffs." I don't know. I don't know. Like I know Rondo killed us in the finals a couple years ago in the bubble, but if you look at overall their success, I think they're pretty. I wouldn't say even, but I don't know. Like there was a long stretch where Rondo did nothing in the playoffs. I think he even quit a game. I know he even quit a game one time. I think for Dallas. God, let me get some water. Fuck out of here, man! Shit, answer the phone. Damn. All right, listen.
Oh
and then, before I get this water, Vicious 954 said and Ruben Cogburn, shout out to you. They said Wakanda forever, and Zamunda sometimes. Anyway,
go get your water. Go get your water.
Yeah, start off with the
I'm gonna say one last thing about the game, then I'll go.
Okay.
So go get your water. So like I said earlier, just a few moments ago, to me, it doesn't really make any sense that it's not on the Switch. If you're going to have a game and it's free, and so for you to say that, well, it's not going to be available for this console, it just doesn't make any sense because this multiverse game, we all know that they're trying to imitate Smash Brothers. Everybody could see that they're trying to imitate or emulate, Super Smash Brothers on the Switch. But if you're worried about, competition, if you're worried about getting criticized or ridiculed because Nintendo fanboys, is just going to talk trash about the game, I could understand that if the game cost money. But since the game is free, it really doesn't make any sense not to have it on the Switch. That's just my opinion, but I don't see the reason for them to not bring the game over to the Switch. Since it's a free game, just have it available for all platforms because the game is free. So if the game is free, have it available for the Switch, the Xbox, and and PlayStation, PC, and what have you. But again, I still thought that was a very surprising leak, or not leak, but a reveal, from Comic Con. So shout out to Comic Con for for giving us that. And I am looking forward for all the other movies that are coming out. We have the Shazam coming out. We have Black Adam coming out, and oh yeah, and Gotham Knights, that's also coming out, the video game. Definitely looking forward, for that. But I think overall, Disney / Marvel, stole the show. Absolutely, stole the show. But anyway, we got to move on to the next topic now.
That's you.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. What is it? The Zion one, right? Is it the Zion one? Yeah, the
Yeah,
Zion
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now, everybody, I definitely wanted to talk about this. So dude, you still coughing?
Yeah, yeah, no, but it's because of water. I had some water stuck in my throat.
Oh man, bro, it's like you're freaking dying, dude. So okay, Zion Williamson contract extension with the Pelicans contains a weight clause per report. When I heard about this, I had to do immediate research and I wanted to read the article. And other shows, like First Thing First, and people were talking about it, and I said, good, serves him right. I'm talking about Zion. Serves him right. This is exactly what he deserves. This needs to happen because, once again, I understand that Havana is pro employee or player empowerment, but once again, when you're in a leadership position, you have to take control of your employees. You have to take charge, and make sure that everything is up to snuff accordingly. So let's see what this article says, right? So Zion Wilson new contract, max contract extension with the New Orleans Pelicans contain a weight clause, according to Christian Clark. Wilson will have a periodic weigh-in throughout the course of the deal, and if his weight plus body fat percentage is above 295, that's the key number there, he will lose money. Now, Hoovy, I'm gonna read the rest of it because there's some good stuff information here. Now, Hoovy, in my opinion, you're gonna disagree with me, but in my opinion, I think they're being too generous. 295 is too heavy, way too heavy. I think they're still being too generous with this. I think what they need to do is, if he goes over 280 or maybe 275, somewhere around those lines, then he should lose money. To me, I mean, like you're 5 pounds away for 300 pounds. This is way too big, for Zion Williamson anyway. Even if he was on the borderline of crossing, like let's say he's 294, let's say he's 293, that's still too heavy, way too heavy. If he was Shaquille O'Neal, I could understand. If he was Andrew Bynum, I could understand. If he was Joel Embiid, I could understand giving this type of weight clause. But the guy is like what, 6'8"? There's absolutely no way that you should be generous with this. Now, do you have anything to say before I move on?
Well, since we're talking about clauses, let me share this with you guys, and I'll give you my opinion in a second. It's such a pain in the ass to have the water go down the wrong throat, man. The wrong tube. Crazy. All right. Anyways, this as when it loads up, this was a clause. This, the clause thing. Because I heard about this first. I just not recently heard about. It was the first time I heard about the clause. The Zion clause was from you, but then they showed up. They showed it at on Pardon the Interruption. So I heard it from there. So clauses is interesting because the Arizona Cardinals. This story is that they removed the independent study clause from Kyler Murray's contract, right? So what this was that they put a clause in the contract for Kyler Murray saying that he had to do study outside of the facility in Arizona. I think it was supposed to be like up to 20 hours extra a week. And I thought that was interesting. Because here's the thing. In this situation with Kyler and Zion, you have to follow the events, right? Now we know what we talked about. We documented this on the podcast about the stuff that he dealt with when it comes to his weight, the commercial, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
With Kyler, here's the thing with Kyler. With Kyler, all this started when now obviously he's in the year I think he's in his fourth year, right? And normally around that time, and especially if you're a quarterback and you're very good, which he is, you get a contract extension, right? Lamar Jackson's dealing with that right now, right? Now Kyler, he removed everything Cardinals related from his Instagram, right? Everything related to their Instagram. And there are stories leaking about this and that, and they were going back and forth, and the agent said something, and it was crazy. It was crazy, right? But ultimately he did get his money, and then this clause comes out about him needing to study, right?
Yeah.
Because and there's definitely. And it was spoken about when it comes to some of the rumors that going on around that organization regarding Kyler is that he doesn't study hard enough. Like he doesn't, there's aspects to his game where he's not as you could say that he's not as attentive as he should be as a quarterback.
Like he's not studying the playbook.
Yeah, he does. I'm good.
Go ahead.
That, yeah, they're just questioning his commitment to the Cardinals. Now, in these cases, when it comes to the clauses, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it with Zion. I don't have a problem with Kyler. The reason why is because they know what you need to do in order to fulfill your side of the contract, to fulfill your portion of the contract. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't an issue. Like with Zion, clearly the weight was an issue. It was an issue. That's why he's in the contract. With Kyler, obviously there's because when you look at Kyler's season, right? He starts off very well. Right, like he's doing all these cool moves and stuff like that. He's making all the highlight shows. The Cardinals are very good, but then in the second half of the year, things tail off. Right, he struggles, the team struggles, and they end up not making the playoffs. Or if they make the playoffs, they get smashed. Did they make the playoffs last year? I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
Because I know obviously LA did. I know the Rams obviously they did. The Niners did. I don't know if they did. And they were up there too. They were up there too, and they're in a tough division. They're absolutely in a tough division. But with that said, I don't have a problem with the clause because at the end of the day, they're investing in you. They're investing in you. So in order for them to invest in you, there are certain things that you have to do to fulfill your part of the contract. And it's more than just showing up to work. It don't work that way. So you can't just show up. It's the minimum, the bare minimum requirement for you as an athlete is to show up to work. That's the bare minimum. They want you to do that. Plus, take care of yourself in this case, and or if you're Kyler, study. Now I
Yeah.
will say this: the weight clause doesn't surprise me. The studying part, that if I was Kyler, I would be insulted if you do study. If you do the weight thing, it is what it is. Everyone knows you. When it comes to Zion, everyone knows you're a big boy, and we all know that you need to control that weight in order for you to be effective. But when it comes to Kyler, if I'm a guy who feel like he studies, and you're putting in a contract that I don't play, yeah, I would be offended, and to the point where they even they removed it. They even removed it from the contract because quote it caused a distraction.
How?
So
How does that cause a distraction? Do your job, study, study the playbook, watch film, do what you have to do, like every other quarterback has to do. Clearly, they're saying that you're not doing enough. And since you're not doing enough, that can also hinder you and the team from actually winning and, to actually put you in your A game by not studying.
I honestly I don't think that situation is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that situation in Arizona is gonna work. I don't think like this. I actually think this is a good sign for New Orleans. You get him at a good work, and most importantly, you get him healthy. That Pelican team's gonna be dangerous. That team's gonna be dangerous, and when going back to the Lakers conversation, they're better than the Lakers right now as constituted. They're better than the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
As long as that man stays healthy and he's fit, they're better than the Lakers. So so go ahead. I pretty much said what I had to say. Like I don't have a problem with the contract because I'll read from Vicious right now. He said contractual obligations. Like like if you sign a contract, there are certain things that they expect of you in order for you to fulfill your contract. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially when they're giving you all this money. Yeah, if you want me, like, okay, I didn't want to brag or nothing like that, but I got a raise at my job, right?
Oh, you got another one.
Yeah, I got another raise, right? And my boss, who I'm also friendly with, he told me, there's a couple things that I need you to work on, and that there's
The fate of the multiverse.
Is that you?
yeah, it's me.
What do you want with the multiverse?
Everything.
Yeah, I apologize.
All these interruptions coming from you.
Yeah, I know. I know. But
Oh, yeah.
regardless of all that, right? There are certain things that he wanted me to do to improve on, or some stuff that he wanted me to look out for in my job, and I was like, all right, no problem. You know what I mean? 'Cause at the end of the day, if you're going to give me a raise, right, and tell me, oh, I need to do this, and this, I'm gonna be like, all right, no problem. I'm not gonna be like, oh, how dare you? I do my job well. Give me the raise or whatever. I'm not gonna fucking do that. No. If there's obligation that you want me to uphold when it comes to giving me the raise, I'm gonna do it. Absolutely.
So he gave you the raise, but he said there were a couple of things that still needed improvements.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I would much rather him tell me that than be like, oh, well, you're shit at this and this and this. Yeah, I'd rather that, just tell me what I need to do to improve.
See,
If I'm
son,
doing,
a little elbow grease.
get the
Is that
fuck
you
out of
again?
here. Yeah, like,
Thanks, Dad.
stop sharing.
That's right, Robert. And it's never too early
Can
to
you
learn
hear
you
it?
could save with
Yeah.
America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
That's right, Jamie. But it's
Fuck out of here, stupid fucking ESPN. Yeah, I apologize for that. Okay, yeah. So, like I was saying, if they have something that they want you to do in exchange for them rewarding you, basically, then yeah, I'm gonna do it. Absolutely, I'm gonna do it. So, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. You actually caught me off guard. I didn't know we was gonna go to the Kyler Murray, so quickly. I thought it was gonna be afterwards, but it was fine. Um, no, with Kyler Murray, I'm actually disappointed that they removed it. I thought you was gonna read. Do they have any explanation why they decided to remove it?
No, the main reason was because of the distraction that it caused. That what they said.
Who said that?
The Cardinals, because Kyler was asked about this in a press conference, and he was offended by it. He was absolutely offended by it because he thinks, because based on what he said, he said that he studies all the time. So he doesn't. So he said that he doesn't understand where this clause is coming from. So
Okay, so I mean, if look, if the entire organization doesn't think that he's studying, then you're not studying. Why would they put that on there in the first place? Wouldn't you think that is like one of the most random things you could put in the contract? You have to study. Clearly, they did it for a reason.
it's very random. It's very random.
Yeah, they clearly did it for a reason, and it's because they feel that you're not putting the time to actually, study your game, to actually, go on film or do whatever it is that you have to do. You know how they always say that, football is like a game of chess, not checkers.
Yeah,
Like it's not something you could just go. You actually have to, put in, some critical thinking in order for you to succeed. And if they feel that, go ahead.
Yeah, no, my bad. Go. My bad.
No, you can go.
Okay, but it's also clear based on everything that went on over the past couple months is that these two people don't trust each other. It was a lot of the same thing that happened between Zion and the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of talk back and forth. A lot of people from each side talking, saying their side of the story and all the other stuff. Like at the end of the day, the only cure to all of this is winning. That's the only cure. The only cure to all of this is winning. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
at the end of the day, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, you can finish.
No, like at the end of the day, if you win, none of this shit matters. None of this matters. If you win, at the end of the day, all that matters is win. No one's gonna care how much Zion weighs if he sticks to what he can do and win.
The thing here's the
You there, Steve? Are you there?
all right. Let me just read it. Despite some speculative discussions about Williamson's future with the Pelicans over the last few months, there was no drama when he became eligible to sign a new deal. Williamson and his team quickly agreed on a 5-year rookie max extension worth $193 million. The new deal will kick in at the start of 2023-2024 season, and the figure could rise to 231 if Williams makes an all-star team or wins a major, award next season. Like get the hell out of here, man. Like 231 million? Like
231 million. Yeah.
my goodness. For the Pelicans to come give me this birthday gift, I'm not going to let them down, Williamson said after officially signing his extension on his birthday, July 6th. Oh, happy belated birthday, Zion. I hope you didn't eat a whole bunch of cakes and, all the other stuff. I'm not going to let the city down. I'm not going to let my family down. And most importantly, I'm not going to let myself down. The ultimate goal is to, yes, this is what you just said. The ultimate goal is to win a championship. That's what we're, all striving. That's what we're striving for. We're hungry.
I hope you're not that hungry.
I hope you're not that hungry. Yeah.
Hope you're not that hungry.
That was funny. Okay. Now, after what I just read, I like this, and I hope we have this for more players in the upcoming future, so we don't have situations like what we have with Zion, situations like we don't have with James Harden and John Wall. Now, I don't know if you remember how I went off, on John Wall, a while back, because this is the before and after picture with John Wall, right?
Mhm.
You see him, all cut up, has a six pack, and look at him at the other side. And to me, when you are on public display, but this is really also referred to Zion since he's the main person that we're talking about. But just to make a point, to me, when when you are out of shape like this from this, now you're gonna disagree with me. You don't care about the game anymore, in my opinion.
All
You
right.
don't.
Can I say this?
I knew he was gonna. I knew he was going to disagree with me. I knew it.
Look,
I knew it.
I don't know if he's in tip top shape, but he has been dealing with Achilles injuries the last couple years. So when you can't plant your feet and move around like NBA players do to stay in shape, yeah, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
Mhm.
But with that said, like he is older now, so obviously you're not gonna be as physically fit as he was when he's younger, right? But to me, I think with John Wall, I think it's just the injury that he had. He had some serious injuries, and the thing is that the Achilles injury that was a bad injury that he had.
Yeah, but
And that was
he was gaining so much weight even before the injury.
yeah. I think he had back to back really bad leg injuries. I don't remember what the first one was, but he really hasn't played all that much over the last couple years. So I'm interested to see how he looks. I do wonder how he looks now because I think he signed with the Clippers. I think
Mm-hmm.
so. I am interested to see how he looks now. I'm
Okay,
interested.
but regardless, this is just like what you said though. This is what you said. Well, I'm not gonna say it verbatim, but pretty much what you said. If a company is going to invest millions into you, yes, we should have certain conditions, caveats, because we want you at your best, not at your worst. We want you at your best. You being in shape and having good conditioning is part of you performing well, and it plays part of having less injuries. All that plays a part. It all links together. It all entwines. You need to have the proper nutrition when you are involved in high intense physical activity like the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So your productivity is also a byproduct of you being in good condition. So I really do hope that this happens to more players, because I'm sorry.
I'm sure they have a ton of clauses in contracts like that. I'm sure there's other clauses like that around the league. It just depends on what your player is. Like, for example, if you know that your player is into like okay, I know they have this where you're into like fast cars or motorcycles or whatever. Team will put clauses in the contract to where you can't drive a motorcycle for this amount of time or this amount of you can't drive your motorcycle like in certain parts of the year.
Oh yeah. And they also said you can't do like extreme activity
Yeah,
like snowboarding and skydiving and things of that nature.
yeah. Because at the end of the day, if they're going to invest in you, there are certain things that you have to do to protect yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, and to me, it really the clauses really are dependent on the player. It's dependent on the player.
Yeah. And one last thing, before we move on, because I guess you pretty much understand what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
this is the reason why I really wanted to play this, because how much I love James Harden. You know how much, and you kept. I remember you were saying how I would be a little, I guess, biased, but I'm sorry, I haven't though.
Incredibly biased.
This is why we need more of this. We need this, having no. We need it, because it is unacceptable to me that you are paying millions upon millions of dollars and you come into the league overweight. This is unacceptable. So I had to include James Harden and John Wall into this, because if this was just a Zion issue, I could understand that. If this was only a Zion issue, but we had this issue with Zion, we had this issue with John Wall, we had this issue with Joel Embiid, we had this issue with James Harden. No, how dare you come into the league out of shape, knowing that you have guaranteed money? That's an insult to me. If I'm investing my time watching you play, or if fans are spending top money to watch you play, and you want to just gain weight, I'm sorry, like that is something I just do not want to tolerate. I don't. And I guarantee you probably going to say, well, I'm taking this too far, I'm being hyperbolic, but you care about your team, you care about the Heat. The Heat culture, they I'm telling you, you know this. They care
You're
about you being in shape.
you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
A
I
lot?
can hear you. Yeah, yeah. You're breaking up. I think your camera is stuttering a little bit. But okay, when it comes to Heat culture, right? Yes, they have like fat tests and stuff like that. They have like they have like body fat checks and stuff like that. And I mean, this kind of happened with Kyle Lowry, because Kyle Lowry came into the Heat. I know he missed time due to family reasons or whatever, but Pat Riley pretty much told him, at some point you're gonna have to get in shape, and you're gonna have to get in Heat shape, and you're gonna have to perform. You know what I mean? And like I said, like that's what the organization wants from you. And if I mean, if you're gonna accept the money, you have to accept the terms.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely. Because what message are you sending the organization to your teammates and to your fans? Looking like this. And I'm sorry, and I know you hate when I say this. Presentation matters. People paying top dollars, to watch you play. You can't, go on public display looking like a freaking grizzly bear. It's
first of all,
unacceptable.
the picture on that that's
I know,
absolutely
I know. I know. I was hoping that you didn't catch it, but
Mhm.
no.
That's absolutely right.
The main reason why I put it, because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was I thought it was really, really funny. But yeah. But the last thing, to to show on public display that you're gaining weight, to me that's negligence, and to me that just feels like you don't really care. I mean, I really don't want to say that constantly, but to me it feels like you actually don't care on being in tip top shape, which would actually help you win. You just a lie about. That's what you are. You're lazy, and all you want to eat is eat junk. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. So, as far as this contract, I'm so happy that the Pelicans are putting their foot down, and they're not going to be dealing with this anymore. And I really hope. I don't think James Harden got it. I don't think John Wall have it, but I really do.
No.
Yeah, but I really do hope that stuff like this happens, and in the near coming future, because you cannot accept stuff like this. I'm sorry, you can't. So overall, let me get out of here. So overall, can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so yeah, so overall, I actually am happy that the Pelicans are putting their foot down, and giving pretty much conditions. You need to you need to be in shape. You need to be in good proper condition if you want to have max dollars. And other than that, you are going to be losing money. Good. I appreciate that. We need more of this, but that's pretty much it. That I have to say. I'm really happy that the Pelicans are doing this, but I want more. I want to see more. I don't ever want to see James Harden like that ever again. Not one of my favorite players. That to me that's despicable. You can't look like that on public display, and people paying hard earned money. I'm wasting my time, my life watching you play, and you look like a freaking grizzly bear. That's unacceptable to me. So yeah.
All right. Right. Richard said that why exactly is the clause in for? What is he getting out of the deal? I mean, a whole bunch of money. That's what he's getting out of the deal.
Yeah, a whole bunch of money.
The caption is only responsible for what he can control. He can't make everyone do their individual part. And then he also said that facts, no cardio equals more weight gain. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Yeah. He also said that exemption clauses to keep you from harming or killing oneself and losing an asset. Yeah, that's true. That's why it's there. That's why.
Yeah, that's why it's there, and this is the reason why I'm really happy that again they put their foot down and said we're not going to be taking more of this anymore. It's an embarrassment to the organization, to look like that. So yeah, good for them, and I'm glad that he signed it, and I'm glad he didn't give any type of drama or any kind of resistance because
What is there to resist? Like you're getting $200 million, and all they want you to do is to stop eating. Is to get your weight under control.
No, you
That's
can
all
say it. Yeah, stop eating your chocolate chip cookies and cotton candy. You need to eat. You need to eat food, good food.
Yeah,
That's what you need to do.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's all they want you to do. Yeah.
Yes, stay away from the cake. Stay away from the cookies. Stay away from all the ice cream, and you will be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. He also mentioned it's because of what happened to Paul Walker, pretty much. Yeah, because they don't want that happening, and they can be all this sad all they want. The fact is they don't want their players dying of being on their own volition while they're paying them. That's just what it is. They don't want them. They want their full gain from their investment.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. So I'm actually happy that you are in favor of this movie. I'm actually happy that you're in favor.
It's not about being in favor or not in favor. It's common sense. It's common sense. Like if they're going to put all this money into you, you're gonna have to do your part. You're gonna have to do your part. Like if someone, because if I give someone money to do a service, I expect them to do the service.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and if a company is gonna pay you to do this, you have to do it. If you're willing to accept it. If you're willing to accept it. So that to me, it's not about whether or not I don't give a shit I don't care what the company, dictate their player to do. But if you're gonna take the money, there's some expectation that you have to fulfill. That's life. That's life. It's life. If you're against it, don't take the money.
Yeah, then just don't take it. See if somebody else, will give you, the money.
Yeah, so
that's the risk. That's the risk that you take. But it will make you look bad anyway because obviously you don't want to comply. You obviously don't want to, partake in it. You want to do what you want to do. You want to be selfish. If you don't take the money, if you don't sign that contract, and they're already looking out, after their best interest anyway. They care about their organization. They want to win. But in order for them to do that, you have to be in shape. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to the next topic. It is also you. You want to complain about Ubisoft, like you didn't know that they're a shitty company.
Well, I think there's two more. Who is it? 150% or no service at all. Yeah. Vicious 954. Yes, I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. You give me your full commitment. We agree, with the contract. You signed it, so make sure that you do your part. We did ours. You have your money, but make sure if you want all of it, make sure you do your part also. That's it.
Well, their part is to put a team together to make sure that the team's good. You know what I mean? Like the team's not culpable. They're not without fault either.
Wait, you talking about Well, yeah, but we're specifically talking about an individual player not wanting to be in shape, though.
Yeah, that's fine. But
yeah,
I don't.
But you're right.
Yeah.
No, I fully agree. Yeah, it's their responsibility also to make sure you have a good team, other good stuff. Take care of your players. Mm-hmm. Yes, take care of your players, but make sure your players, they take care of themselves. Was there something else you wanted to say about Kyle? About Murray before we go, or no?
No, we're good. Like I just found the causes stories to be interesting, so I decided to, put them together.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so we're done with that topic. So moving along, to the next one, we are now moving to gaming. And I don't know why you had to mention me, talking trash about Ubisoft. You've been talking trash about Ubisoft for a while, also.
Yeah, but am I surprised that they canceled games? No, I'm not surprised. I don't know if the article is gonna cover this, but they canceled. What game did they cancel?
Yeah. It's gonna show. It's gonna
Okay,
show. Like if it missed anything,
yeah, I'll
let me
let you know.
know. Wait, isn't this it? Hold on.
Yeah, I think that's it right there.
Okay. Yeah, Ubisoft cancels 4 video games that were in production. Okay, before I read the article,
Hmm.
I I don't know if this bothers you, but I hate it when developers in these companies are already in the process of making games and then the game suddenly gets canceled because because let's say cause what happens if the game suddenly leaks? If the game leaks and then you
Oh,
have
that happens all the time. That happens all the time. Like where they'll have games that are in development, and then it'll just they'll just cancel it for whatever reason. Either the studio just couldn't get everything together, or the publisher didn't wanted them to do something else. Yeah, that type of stuff is always that's common. That's very common.
to me I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. You know how many millions upon millions of people you're letting down by canceling a game that people are anticipating for them to come out. But anyway, Ubisoft has canceled Ghost Recon Frontline, Splinter Cell VR, as well as 2 other unannounced games. I think you might know what they are. What are the other 2 games?
What happened?
You said they had. You was going to name some games. Were these the 2 games you was going to mention?
No.
What were the other 2?
I have it right here.
All right, let me see.
Roller Champions, right? It's a game. I think it was a free to play game. You can keep that. I'll just switch back and forth. You can keep it up. Now.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to the tab. Okay, you should see it right here. Roller Champions, right? It's a game that I remember. I remember watching a podcast. I know there was a guy on the podcast who played this game, and the Roller Champions is kind of like one of those like free to play. It's one of those free to play games where you're skating around. It's like a roller derby.
Okay.
It's like roller derby. You're right. Like I'm waiting for fucking stupid. I'm waiting for the video to end. But okay. I'll read it right here when this thing ends. In case you somehow missed it, a report about an impending cancellation of Roller Champions from developer Ubisoft Montreal recently made the rounds. The report claimed that Ubisoft was planning to cancel the free-to-play 3v3 sports video game after its 3rd season closed out. Following that report, however, Ubisoft has come out and explicitly said that it's not canceling Roller Champions. You know what I mean? So you said let's clear it out the way first. Roller Champion isn't getting canceled, and Ubisoft fully supports it. The official response from Ubisoft about the future of Roller Champion begins. It goes on to detail the steps that the developer is taking to better address players' concerns. However, and that includes a delay of whatever content is planned for the upcoming seasons due to the extension of Disco Fever's length, which I believe that's one of the seasons. You can check out the full statement shared by official Roller Champions Twitter account embedded below. All right, so it's pretty much the same. It's the same statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, they can say whatever the fuck they want to say, but this news wouldn't come out unless there was something going on. And I'm sorry, I don't trust that company.
Were you what do you what are your assumptions? What do you think is going on?
I mean, I don't think the game is doing well, and I think that they had planned to either cut content not completely, but scale down content or cancel it.
Oh my goodness! All right,
Let me see if there's more to this. Let me see. Specifically, the statement notes that the developer is going to put out a patch for cross invites as well, as it takes enough time to solve the issue our players have voiced as iterants before we release our new season. In other words, while there is no Roller Champions content planned, Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Players won't see any of that until Ubisoft is satisfied with the state of the video game.
Wow.
Fuck off. Fuck off. That tells me everything that you didn't have any content planned for after season 3. Fuck out of here. Fuck off, man.
What does the next paragraph say? What did the next paragraph say? If you don't mind reading it.
Yeah, I read it. While that might read as a fairly strong message to support of support for the title, there's also a little wiggle room. Could the report have been wrong? Certainly. Could Ubisoft merely be discussing possibly canceling the title and not actually having decided one way or the other as of yet? Possibly. For now, Roller Champion continues. It seems like the developers are intent on addressing issues with the game rather than simply letting it fade away.
How do you feel about that?
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
Yeah, because this news doesn't come out if the game is doing well. This shit don't come out unless it's doing well. And I don't trust the company. They prioritize. They've shown all throughout the last like 10 years that they prioritize money over quality. Because it's not because they used to be that company used to be about quality. That's why I hate that company so much. I get you want to make money. I get it. And I get everybody wants to be Fortnite. I get it. But the way that you destroyed Assassin's Creed, you turned it into a RPG, which it wasn't before, and you put microtransaction in it because you wanted to monetize the game. You completely destroyed the Splinter Cell franchise.
Oh my gosh, bro.
The only thing that we're getting is a remake, and you're not making a new game because you can't decide to monetize it. We know that much. You destroyed Watch Dogs. You turn it into garbage. You destroy Ghost Recon. You destroy what's the other game? Rainbow Six. I don't care how popular the new Rainbow Six is. That's a worse game. That's a worse game. Because of your decision.
I mean, I'm doing my podcast. Mm-hmm. Oh man. What did you say?
All right, so I think his camera's on mute. Yeah, so they everything that used to be great for that company, they've destroyed. So they don't get the benefit of the doubt from me. Absolutely not. They don't get the benefit of the doubt. So I can't sit here and be like, oh well, give them the benefit of the doubt. No, absolutely not. Because I've seen what they've done to their franchises. I've seen what they've done to it. So I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt. Now before Steve starts talking, let me read this comment. He said the team is only as strong as its weakest link. When you're not on the same page, you crumble. That's true. And I think he's referring to the basketball topic, but they go for this too. And he also said that look how long it took KI to release. I think KI is not Ubisoft. I think that's Microsoft. I think he's referring to Killer Instinct on that. I think, but go ahead. Read what you have.
I also wanted to address what you were saying. Yeah, Ubisoft was just constantly ruining franchise after franchise after franchise after franchise.
Yeah, every franchise that I liked from Ubisoft, they destroyed.
Yeah,
and the one that and I look at Rayman. When there going to be a new Rayman to come out?
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. And the problem that the issue that I had is just about maybe I don't know if you agree with this, but just about almost every single game that they had ever owned, their franchise, were excellent, outstanding AAA franchises. All of them. You know what I'm saying? And they all had success. Assassin's Creed, as much as you didn't like Assassin's Creed, that game had major success, even though it was being milked. Despite the fact that it was constantly being milked, people were buying their games. So I mean, I mean, what, you don't have the numbers? Like, what's your problem? You making all these games, and now you're just ruining game after game after game, and people want to. And you mentioned, Fortnite. I mean, I remember how people wanted to copy Halo, then people wanted to copy, Call of Duty, and now people want to copy, Fortnite, and they want to copy all these free, mobile games and constantly have, revenue coming in, which I could understand that, but don't compromise the actual quality of the game if that's what your goal is.
You want to know why you want to know why they do that for those games? Because those games take the minimum amount of effort to make. They make the minimum, but they make the most money.
Are you talking about the AAA games?
I'm talking about Fortnite. I'm talking about mobile games, really successful ones.
Yeah.
They take the. I get every project takes a lot of time, takes a lot of manpower to do. I get it, but we all know that you can't compare a AAA game to a cell phone game. You can't. You can't compare a AAA game to a mobile game.
Yeah, I agree with that. And here's the thing. Look, you are a gaming company or developing company. You own all these studios, you're a publisher, whatever. Developer, publisher, whatever. If you want to have, the same success as, Fortnite, if you want to have the same success as, Candy Crush, because I know they're killing it. Get, games like that, go ahead and make a game. Make your stupid mobile game. Waste your time and all your resources. Making all these mobile games so you could generate all this income. But leave my Splinter Cell alone. Leave Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six alone. Don't compromise the quality of those games. Let them be. Continue on with the same recipe that you had of how those games became successful in the first place. If you want to be like Fortnite, if you want to be like Candy Crush, make a completely different game where you could compete with Candy Crush. But why the hell are you going to try to have all these microtransactions and freaking and Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs? Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, it pisses me off that these companies don't have the foresight to figure out that, you know what, maybe we'll be better off making a new game, a new IP, so we could have the same success as Candy Crush um Fortnite. But no, you want to you think that by having a try to emulate Fortnite, and you try to do that with Rainbow Six. That pissed me off. But I don't think
read the article that you have there.
I don't think there's okay. Ghost Recon Frontline was only announced on October 5th, 2021. Yeah, it's never going to see the light of day. This was to be Ubisoft's latest attempt to get in on the competitive battle royale genre.
Who the fuck wants a battle royale for a Ghost Recon?
Exactly.
Nobody. I want a traditional Ghost Recon game.
That's what we want.
Storyline driven Ghost Recon game with multiplayer, not battle royale. You're not reaching Fortnite. You're done. You're done there. Ain't happening. But yeah, we get this garbage that apparently, we got the last game that they made. I forgot what it's called, but that was fucking garbage. I didn't fucking touch that shit. And now you're disgracing the name of Tom Clancy with this garbage that you were gonna pull out. Oh, battle royale, like that shit haven't been done before. That hasn't been drawn to death. Fuck off with that bullshit. I'm glad that shit's dead. Go ahead. What's the next game?
Developed by Microsoft. I don't know how you pronounce this. Butcharis, but I don't know. You try.
I don't. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
All right. The game was to feature a 102 player grand scale war with teams of 3 battling out on the dynamic Drakemore Island. To be fair, it looked like it could have been a fun standalone another battle royale shooter. Are you freaking kidding me, man? Another one? Like, how many battle royale games were you trying to make? Like, so now every single game has to have battle royale in it? Why?
It's about is monetization. That's it. It all it is just monetization, making money. That's it.
Oh,
It's not
man,
about
dude.
quality. It's about making money. And like I said, I get wanting to make money. I get it. But this is not this. But your company used to be based on quality products, and I guarantee you, this shit wasn't going to be quality. It wasn't.
Frontline was greeted with a fan backlash. However, when Ghost Recon Frontline was announced, it wasn't well received, to say the least. Its announcement trailer currently has just over 6K upvotes, but a whopping 24K downvotes. The comment section is full of negative responses from viewers. Or what do you expect?
Because they don't want this shit. They don't want it.
Exactly.
They
Nobody,
don't-
absolutely nobody asked for. Hey, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Nobody, absolutely nobody asked for this. Said one commentator. Nobody went to you, not Microsoft, Ubisoft, and asked for all this. I don't want to curse, but all this garbage, this Royal Battle garbage, and compromising our game. That what actually made the game good. What actually made the game special. You want to compromise the game for the sake of battle royale, so you can constantly nickel and dime the fan base. Like, get the hell out of here, man. This contains everything I'm tired of in one game, said another. However, it's the following comment that perhaps sums up most Ghost Recon fans' thoughts. For the first time, Ghost Recon, we bring the action-packed fun, run and gun gameplay. Ghost Recon was never about running and gunning. It was never about that. It was a strategized, tactical shooter where you had to, utilize, the scenery. This wasn't just about you running all over the map and just this is not Call of Duty, all right? This is not Call of Duty. Like like get the hell out of here. Like I don't even want to. Let me read it. Other game series that tactical shooters destroying the last.
Let me also say this, right? Because I played the Division, right? I played the Division 2. I had it for a couple weeks. I deleted it.
Mm-hmm.
What's different from this? What's different? They're the same shit. The only difference is that one takes place in a jungle, the other one takes place in a city.
Are you
They're
serious?
the same. Yeah, they're the same shit. When you boil it down, it's the same thing.
I didn't know that.
Like I'm reading what this was. The only difference between the Division 2 and this game is the Battle Royale. The one thing that I don't play anymore. I don't play Battle Royale games because I'm tired of them.
Yeah.
Even the good ones I don't play. That's the only thing that's different. But you know what? I can tell. I can tell the difference between what Rainbow Six used to be and what Ghost Recon used to be. Right? Tactical. One was a tactical third person shooter where you had teamwork was an important part of the game. The other one was a tactical first person shooter. It's a tactical first person shooter, and it's like and look. Ghost Recon, what Rainbow Six is right now? I forgot the surname of it. What it is right now is like it's too tactical for me to really give a shit. Cause I only really like playing deathmatch. But all it is that mode which is I call it hide and go seek, but it's not my gameplay style. I can live with that, even though it's not my gameplay style. They completely fucked up the franchise for me. Whatever. But this is garbage. I don't want this.
Yeah.
This is not what I want. If you're gonna change one franchise, whatever. I can live with that. I'll just not play it. But you're changing both franchises to fit monetization. Like fuck off. Fuck you.
Yeah. So Ghost Recon Frontline is now more in response to the overwhelming negative feedback. Like of course they're going to get negative feedback. I don't understand what the hell Ubisoft is thinking. It's like they are purposely ignoring our responses, our complaints. They're completely ignoring us just for the sake of money. oh, we know that people are complaining. We know the fans are not happy. But let's just do what we're doing anyway, even though they're complaining. All right. Just a couple of weeks later, Ubisoft decided to postpone Ghost Recon Frontline indefinitely, with no new release date in sight. Now, Ubisoft Battle Royale shooter has been completely canceled, along with three other titles. News of Ubisoft canceling Ghost Recon Frontline, Splinter Cell, VR, as well as two other unannounced games, was revealed during a financial call attended by VGC. Sadly, Ubisoft did not provide further details on why the games were canceled. So you decided not to give us any explanation whatsoever of why you decided to cancel these games. You just leave us on a complete loop with question marks on top of our foreheads, not giving us any reason why these games are canceled. I've been waiting for a new Splinter Cell game for a really long time.
But did you
Really
want
long
it to
time.
be VR?
Huh?
Did you want it to be VR?
Dude, at this rate, look, I was willing to take anything. Like I wanted to try. The only games that I wanted to try in VR was the Resident Evil game, because I really do believe that it would enhance the whole horror survival horror experience.
Hmm.
Just for the sake, if it was anything else, no, I'm not interested. But I do believe that that Resident Evil VR, would definitely enhance the horror experience. And as far as Splinter Cell, I mean, I was still willing to try it out. I still wanted to try it out, but for them to not even try, to put these games out, I'm just over it, man. I'm over it. I'm over it. Splinter Cell VR could have been fun. In terms of Splinter Cell VR game, very little was known about the title developed by Ubisoft Red Storm Studio. The Splinter Cell VR game was also intended to be exclusive on the MetaQuest VR headset. Out of the two canceled games that we know of, I really like the idea of rolling as Sam Fisher in VR. I do too. I think it will also enhance the stealth experience, because I'm pretty sure you noticed this, but Splinter Cell is a much more traditional stealth game than Metal Gear is. But Metal
No,
Gear is still a stealth game too, but it is really more action based, especially when an enemy has spotted you. But like Splinter Cell, like they really emphasize of you using the shadows, using the darkness, using corners and things of that nature, in order for you to advance into the game. Now again, Metal Gear does the exact same way, but I think VR would be much more successful in the Splinter Cell game than the Metal Gear game. Because Metal Gear is much more fast paced,
mhm.
even though it is a still classified as a stealth game. But I wanted to try it out. I would have liked to try VR on Splinter Cell, because you have to take your time, because you played the Splinter Cell games before, like you like
Yeah,
them.
yeah, but I don't give a shit about VR.
Yeah, I know. I know you don't care about VR. I know you don't care about VR. Let me see if there. Okay, so as for the other two announced games, we have already speculated that what they were. I suppose we can rule out the troubled Prince of Persia remake. I don't know if about you, but I love the Prince of Persia franchise.
I didn't really get into it, but even with this, how is it that a remake can be troubled? How can the development of a remake be troubled? You have the template.
You
You have
you
the goddamn template.
you have your own freaking cheat sheet of how the game was made in the first place.
So what? So what's so? Man,
Oh my
is
god.
there anything else to this?
At least for now, though, it wouldn't surprise me if this might be the next game at Ubisoft. Like, get the hell out of here, bro! Like, for goodness sakes, you already have the game. I have all this the Prince of Persia games. For the PS2, I have them. I love every single one of those games. And you mean to tell me a game that hasn't been out, for the past what, like 10, 15 years? Because the last one that I think we had one for the 360 and PS3, I believe, where I don't think you could die in that game, and people had a lot of complaints, with that. Where if let's say if you had fall off a cliff or something, it will automatically respond where you had died. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, where you had where you had died. There's like an automatic checkpoint for you.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the only one that I complained about, but the overall franchise, was great. How in the world? How is it possible you have trouble making a remake? How?
Square Enix, and Square Enix is not a perfect company by any stretch of your imagination, right? But they were able to recreate Final Fantasy VII,
Yes.
right? And they turned that into a different experience with the same characters or whatever, but a different experience, and they did it very well, according to what people are saying. And you're telling me that a game on a smaller scale in Prince of Persia, you're having problems with it? It's fucking garbage. Fucking garbage. Anyway, Ruben says they want to be Apex with that 34v34v34.
Here, I can't remember. Do you remember? Can you remind me what this game is?
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Hold on. Have you ever played it before?
No.
Is it okay? Is it okay I play this or no?
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what this is. Um,
I've always heard of it, but I never played it.
oh, dude, I can't remember what this
But
is.
they look good.
It looks fantastic. Yes, this thing.
Are we ever going to see it? And is it even going to look like this when the game comes out, if it ever comes out? Because we're not going to sit here and pretend that Watch Dogs 1 wasn't fucking clickbait, basically.
Yeah.
And the same fucking company too.
Yeah. So remember, Beyond Good and Evil, to remain somewhat optimistic. At least it's unlikely that the Splinter Cell remake will be canceled, right? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Where's Beyond Good and Evil 2? Are you disappointed that you okay? Yeah, whatever. Yeah. This looks like a really good game, and if they were planning on making a part two and yet this decided to cancel, I mean, dude, I'm just done with this company. Like I wanted to give them a chance, and that was why I was so hyped up with talking about the Splinter Cell game when we in our in our past podcast.
What did I tell you? What was the one thing that I told you? Even though I would play a Splinter Cell remake, but what did I tell you? I don't trust this company.
I remember you told me that.
And
I was trying to convince you to give them a chance because of that one game, and you said no, you don't trust the company.
No, I mean, look, if it comes out and it's good, I'll buy it. Definitely, I'll buy it. But I don't trust the company.
Yeah, I'm just
even if the fucking game comes out, how do I know the game's gonna look like that? How do I know? If they're having problems doing a fucking remake of a game they already fucking made.
And mind you, remember when I bought you the last Splinter Cell game? I remember you mentioned how buggy that game was.
Yeah, it was buggy, but maybe it could have been because it was on PS3. I don't know, but that game was buggy. I couldn't get through it. It was too buggy for me.
Yeah, but like, was it it was at a point where the game was unplayable for you?
Pretty much, yeah. It was unplayable.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm sorry, bro. Like,
it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Like they shouldn't make games that don't work. Pretty much, they don't make games that don't work.
No, don't give a game release a game out to the public knowing that it has issues.
Look, I'm watching this right now. If it wasn't for the battle royale and the bullshit that they were gonna put in the game, I would be excited
for this.
Yeah. But I know this is not core gameplay. I know it's not.
No, trust me. Ubisoft have already bamboozled, the whole entire fan base. Like, do you remember? I don't know if you remember this, but remember back in E3 when they showed us the first Watch Dogs game.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember how we were all so hyped, trying that game out, and then when the game finally released, it was nothing like how it was displayed on E3. Not even close. And as far as this and all the other games that was supposed to be out or that that got canceled, that, I mean, bro, this I'm still planning on getting the consoles, but this generation is just letting me down, man. This generation is completely letting me down. Like, I'm just constantly getting disappointed after news after news after news after games getting canceled. Like, I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of all the macro transaction BS. I'm tired of all the inconvenience that we have to deal with, and I'm tired of all the freaking games that trying to mimic or emulate other games. Like keep the traditional role of what made your game special. Keep the original recipe that made your game good, that made your franchise good.
Ruben Coburn said no Ghost, no Recon. He said Frontline is now more. VR would have been all right on Splinter Cell. He said Persia was dope. It tells you the state of Ubisoft who fails a remake. Exactly.
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 Like Hoovy 186 said, you have a template. You have your own cheat sheet. How is it possible?
It's fucking right there. It's fucking right there. And obviously you're gonna have to improve on it, but it's fucking right there. Like we talked about the Last of Us remake last week.
Yeah.
Like we can talk about it, money grab all we want. The fact is that the game is gonna come out, and the game looks better than it did originally. Period. And you're telling me you can't fucking make a game that is on a lower level than that, as far as like physical quality. You have all these fucking companies who can do it and you can't do it. Like I said, like this company blows. I ain't got time. I ain't got time for them. I ain't got time for them.
And to your last response, Ruben, yeah, just like how I told Hoopy 186. I mean, the other one about VR would have been all right on Splinter. Yeah, I do. Like I said to Hoovy, all those Splinter Cell and Metal Gear are both stealth games. I think Splinter Cell, it just seems like it's because it's a much more slower pace type of game where you have to have really good eye coordination. Like, you really have to visualize the surrounding area or the vicinity that you are in order for you to advance. Which is why I do think VR would fit Splinter Cell perfectly. Not Metal Gear, but Splinter Cell. So I do think that VR would have, actually have been good. And I do think VR, from what I've heard, VR is fantastic, with Resident Evil. And I really want to try, VR on Resident Evil because I do think it does enhance the whole survivor experience. So I really want to try that out. But as far as, like you said, yeah, I don't know, man. And as far as you saying I would love Beyond Good and Evil 2. I mean, I never played the game. I never played the franchise, but based on from what I've seen, just a couple of clips of what I've seen, the game looks fantastic to play. The game looks fantastic, and I don't know anymore, bro. I just don't know. What else do you have to say, man? I don't know.
Fuck Ubisoft. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah. Let's move on because I'm just gonna constantly get more irritated, the more we talk about it. Like, how I cannot get over the remake part, bro. I can't get over it. You have a franchise that was good, and it's been over a decade since we had a new Prince of Persia game, and you can't even get the remake right, bro. Go ahead, go with your topic. Go with your topic.
Obviously, I'm just gonna try to find a nonpartisan article on McMahon retiring. Right. This is news that came on, I want to say, Friday after we did the podcast, right? Then this news comes out about Vince McMahon retiring from WWE, right? And I want to tell you why this is a big deal, right? I just need to find the right website.
Yeah,
because like I said, I don't trust mainstream media to cover this.
Oh wait. The mainstream. You don't care about the. You don't think. Wait, what's going on? Why?
No, I mentioned this when we talked about this before. They don't take wrestling stuff like this seriously.
Oh,
They don't. They don't take it seriously. So I can't trust. I can't trust. The only mainstream site that I can trust is the Wall Street Journal because they're the ones that unearthed all of this in the first place.
mm-hmm.
So as you know, McMahon when we talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? Oh, let me start on the site. When we talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? McMahon was dealing with a lot of the NDA stuff, right? A lot of the NDA stuff that came out regarding some of his transgressions, right? So that happened, and to the point where McMahon stepped down as CEO, but he was still part of the company. And when it comes to creative, let me scroll down to the article, right? Like he was still part of WWE creative.
Yeah,
No,
but he couldn't fire anybody or anything like that.
no, technically no, because he wasn't. He stepped down as CEO for the
Yeah.
time, and Stephanie took over. Now there was a rumor that there were going to be more allegations that came out about what about him, and the allegation was that he spent company money. I think $4 million on the same shit on NDAs and stuff like that. He spent company money. And
Oh,
as an
so
executive,
okay,
go ahead.
so just to be clear, he wasn't spending his own money from his account. He was spending the company's money.
According to what was found that he was spending. Let me read the article.
Wow. Okay.
Because remember, when we first talked about this, the talk was that he spent his own money on the NDAs, right?
Yeah, I remember
And
we talked about that. Yeah.
yeah. And we even mentioned you're spending $12 million on NDAs for these women. That's weird. At the very least, that's weird. Who spends up to $12 million? For you to keep them silent, just so people don't know what they already know, is that you're cheating on, you're fucking around your wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
You're trying to keep everything all hush hush, because he is technically net worth is a billionaire, right? Like he is a billionaire, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
And I can't read the article because I'm not subscribed.
Get the hell out of here, man.
It's fine. It's fine. Like I'm not giving them any money. Let me go to
I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Like who? Like okay, I mean, this is a little off topic, but I have to say this, right? Like who the hell thought that people would actually subscribe on a freaking Wall Street Journal?
is what all these newspaper outlets are doing. Unfortunately.
Like I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember freaking CNN was trying to do a CNN Plus, similar to like what Disney Plus were doing. Nobody wasn't going to spend money on that garbage.
I don't understand why if they would have been better off just making an actual channel.
I'm like, yeah, stop wasting my time with this garbage, man.
All right. So right now I'm on Wrestling Observer. All right. So the tweet so Friday after the show he releases a tweet, right? At 77, time for me to retire. Thank you, WWE Universe. Then, now, forever together. Hashtag WWE. Hashtag thankful. Now, let me ask you a question, Steve. Right? Because you've been a wrestling fan for a long time, around the same time that I started watching wrestling. Right? You started at a young age.
Yes.
A man a man who's arguably the most important figure in the history of professional wrestling. Right? You think that he would have just write one tweet and that's it?
Absolutely not. I would expect a big giant celebration. Exactly. I would expect a huge, ceremony for days on end. People, tributing him like that. That's what I expected to see.
And in fairness to him, he's not that type of guy. Apparently, he's not that type of guy. But for a guy who has his legacy, is that something that like? What is a couple of weeks ago? He was defiant in saying that he's not going anywhere. The thought was around the company was that he wasn't going nowhere. Even with the allegations, he wasn't going anywhere. Right? Let me continue reading. No, actually, hold on. Let me go to the WWE website. Okay? There's a full page thing on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so this is it, right? It's a little bit harder to read. I don't know why it's that way, but I'll highlight it and hopefully you guys can see it. This is the official statement from WB. As I approach 77 years old, I feel it's time for me to retire as chairman and CEO of WWE. Throughout the years, it's been a privilege to help WWE bring you joy, inspire you, thrill you, surprise you, and always entertain you. I would like to thank my family for mightily contributing to our success. I would also like to thank all of our past and present superstars and employees for their dedication and passion for our brand. Most importantly, I would like to thank our fans for allowing us into your homes every week and being your choice for entertainment. I hold the deepest appreciation and admiration for our generations of fans all over the world who have liked, currently liked, and sometimes even love our former sports entertainment. Our global audience can now take comfort in knowing WWE will continue to entertain you with the same fervor, dedication, and passion as always. I am extremely confident in the continued success of WWE, and I leave our company in the capable hands of an extraordinary group of superstars, employees, and executives. In particular, both chairwoman and co-chair and co-CEO Stephanie McMahon and co-CEO Nick Khan. As the majority stake shareholder, I will continue to support WWE in any way I can. My personal thanks to our community and business partner shareholders and board of directors for their guidance and support through the years, then now forever together. Right. So that's his official statement.
Wow.
Going back to this article, right? Let me read this part right here. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the most important figure in the history of pro wrestling, perhaps the most important figure that will ever be in this business, was forced out of the world he heavily shaped due to allegations of sexual misconduct. The allegations have led to Securities and Exchange Commission, I think the SEC for short, and the federal prosecutors launching inquiries into 14.6 million in payments to a number of women dating back to 2006.
Jeez. Wow. 2006.
Yeah.
I thought this stuff was just recent stuff. I didn't know it goes all the way back to 2006. My gosh.
Yeah, that's 14.6 million. Yeah, McMahon has shaped the modern wrestling landscape for the last 39 years, turning WWE into a company that grows in excess of 1 billion and making it a television and entertainment powerhouse. He had battles with various competitors in wrestling over the years, losing some battles but prevailing in every war. He had been a controversial and polarizing figure. He ruffled feathers everywhere with how he changed the industry. He was at times the most hated person in wrestling, but on the flip side, he changed so many lives for the better. I think that's it for this article.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much the reason why he's gone now is because there's more shit coming out on him.
Oh my gosh.
There's going to be more stuff coming out on him, and either it was the allegations from the women that that unseated him, or it's gonna be the fact that the board probably decided, yo, it's time for you to go. It's whatever it is, like he's done, like he's gone. I don't know if he'll come back because the one thing that he does have, and he mentioned it in his statement, he is still the majority shareholder.
Right.
And when you're the majority shareholder, you still hold a lot of power.
Correct.
He still holds a lot of power. But if this thing continues to, if the Wall Street Journal continues to have stories about him and whatever he has, like he's done. He's done, and right now he's done. And
So, oh, go ahead. My bad.
no, okay. What were you gonna ask?
Um, I thought when we had discussed this, in our last podcast, that the problem was he was just committing, adultery. We didn't hear anything about sexual harassment.
No. Like that's I don't know if we mentioned it on the last podcast, but that would definitely been out there. And this allegation of him in sexual harassment goes all the way back to the early '90s, probably even the late '80s. That dude got a lot. That dude got a lot of skeletons in his closet. In his closet,
Oh, jeez.
he has a lot. And every time he's always skated, always got away with it.
Yeah, because he had the money, and then he was able to
Money and
keep
the power.
everyone hush hush. And but like how Ruben, just said, I thought it was his personal money too. I thought he just went straight to his account, and he paid these women off.
Well, the 14.6 that they're inquiring about, that apparently is company money. That and because of this, WWE had to redo their finances for that year. I think the year that all that was discovered was 2019.
Wait, hold on. All 14 of it was the company's money?
According to what they're saying, the 14.6. Now he probably paid the 12.6 number is probably from his own account. It's from him. But there's a $14.6 million discrepancy from the WWE account that they have to redo. And is that enough? If you're giving someone you're fucking a raise, that's bad enough. That's determination worthy on its own. But if you're spending all that money, company money, to keep women quiet for whatever reason, yeah, that's done. That's it. He's done so, man. And the effects of this is there's so many layers to this that will affect WWE for forever. And I'll give you one story right off the bat.
Okay.
That Brock Lesnar, who only deals with Vince McMahon, right? He only does business with Vince McMahon. He was supposed to be on SmackDown that Friday. He walked out when he found out that Vince McMahon was retired. He walked out.
No way.
Yeah. What happened? They convinced him to come back, and he did the segment. He was supposed to open the show. He ended up closing the show because he decided to come back. Right? That's just one tiny detail. Because based on Brock's contract, everything that he does, he deals with Vince McMahon. If he's not there anymore, then is he gonna be back? You don't know. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, when it comes to because right now the co-CEOs right now is Stephanie McMahon and this guy named Nick Khan. Right? Nick Khan was there pretty much to help them get a new and a record-breaking TV deal, and pretty much to lead them to a sale, right? Because they just thought that WWE is going to go up for sale, and a major conglomerate is going to buy them, like Disney, or maybe like Amazon or whatever, right?
Wow, Amazon. Wow.
Yeah. So that's why he's there. But the interesting part is Stephanie, because remember a couple months ago, Stephanie was out of the company.
I remember.
Yeah, she was out of the company, right? And now she's the co-CEO. And Triple H, who was running developmental for them, who was, he had to deal with the health scare that he had to deal with. Now he's head of creative. He's head of creative now, and he's also like the head guy when it comes to talent relations. So the power that he lost over the last couple of years with the brand that he was running, getting, being removed from power, and the health scare. Now he's arguably the third most powerful person in the company.
Yeah, but it was only because of the health why he lost the power in the first place, wasn't it? Or was there more?
It was part of it, but trust me, he was losing. He was losing NXT. He was losing power. He was losing power within the company. So that changes, right? And I'm telling you, the effects of this is too much for me to go through. We're gonna be here forever if I go through that path.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, can you give like maybe one or two more?
okay, so the television in general is gonna change because Vince McMahon throughout the years has always had a certain vision of who he wanted as their top guy. And Triple H historically he's not the same way. He may have his vision of what a top guy is, but he's
Yeah.
not going to. He's shown that he can be flexible when it comes to what his product is, and also, and this is just common sense. He's going to be more in tune with what young people like than Vince McMahon. You know, because Vince McMahon, one, he's old as dirt, and two, he's also stubborn. He's stubborn and old. Like the two here thing. It's one thing to be old. It's another thing to be old and stubborn. And that's what Vince McMahon is at his core. He's an old, stubborn man.
Well, the thing is with Vince McMahon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he usually always like to have big giants to be the face of the company.
Exactly. And that's part of the reason why he took over NXT. Because when you look at NXT, right, the brand that Triple H was running, Triple H thought that the best way to run NXT is to have a combination of young talent and indie talent. The best and really the best guys on the indie scene, he brought them over. And a lot of those guys tend to be smaller.
Right.
Tend to be smaller. And obviously, Vince McMahon, his goal was to pretty much revamp the NXT brand and to prioritize bigger wrestlers and sexier women. And let me read some stuff from Ruben because he said one thing that's actually true.
Before you read it, quick question. I don't know if I saw this a long time ago, but I think that was one of the reasons why he had beef with Chris Jericho, Vince McMahon, because he never believed that Chris Jericho should have been the face of the of WWE because he thought that Chris Jericho was too small.
But
I don't.
ultimately, like he put the belt on him. He didn't give
Yeah.
him any type of real sizable championship run. But like that. But he did put the title on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, you're partially right there. Ruben said after those allegations, I understand him stepping quietly down. That's the thing. He didn't until these new allegations come out. He was ready to write this shit out. Like he was ready to write this shit out, but there's more stuff that's gonna come out, and ultimately, it's a bad look to keep a guy who has all these allegations on as your main guy. It was time for him to go.
So you think he did the right thing for stepping down?
Yeah, he should have stepped down. In all seriousness, he should have stepped down years ago. Because his vision of what wrestling is now, at least to me, is not entertaining. It's very like old school in mindset and mentality.
Oh, as far as just constantly pushing big wrestlers and old wrestlers.
And being dependent on one fucking wrestler as your main guy. And his guy right now is Roman Reigns. He's the top guy. It's like, yeah, he's great enough as it is, but you need guys underneath him.
Yeah.
You need guys underneath him. Like
Wait,
we all know Steve Austin was the guy in the 1990s, late 90s. Oh, Steve, you froze. Can you hear me, Steve? No, he froze. But hopefully, okay.
My bad. What were you saying about Steve Austin?
Yeah, we all know Steve was the guy in the mid 90s when the Attitude Era started, but you still had The Rock, you had Undertaker, you had Triple H who you brought up, you had Mankind. Yeah, and and Kane, obviously Kane. So you had even though we all know Austin was the main guy, you still had 5 guys underneath him who were on his level. Oh crap. I think we lost him again. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. When he come back, then we can when he come back we can continue. But yeah, like, but the mindset that he had when it comes to professional wrestling to me just is outdated and it's not entertaining to me. It's just not entertaining. Okay. Did you hear? Did you hear what I said?
Dude, I don't know. Something happened. I don't know why I was losing connection.
Yeah.
It's wired, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, but like I was saying, like his brand of wrestling is outdated. It just says he should have retired years ago. But let me continue reading Ruben's stuff. Let me see. Oh yeah, and he did this before Big Four pay-per-view, which SummerSlam, which I think SummerSlam is tomorrow. So
but quickly, you said the main guy is Roman Reigns, but I thought it was Brock Lesnar.
I mean, but here's the funny thing about Brock Lesnar, right? Brock Lesnar's not a full-time wrestler. He's part-time. He's part-time.
Okay.
Like, if you want to bring him back as a special attraction, that's fine. But the reason why they have to pay out the ass to have Brock Lesnar there is because they've done such a shitty job of promoting a lot of their other talent, of elevating their other talent to Roman's level.
Yeah.
They fed everybody to him. I think he's been champion. He's been their main champion for like 3 years, and he recently won the other championship. The other, like, because they had 2 world champions, right? Because they had 2 brands. He now has both brands, and guess who he won the other title from?
Who?
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, he beat Brock Lesnar. Okay.
Yeah, in a match that was not that good to begin with. Why? Why? Because instead of putting the rocket on the main champion, Big E, right? Who's a younger guy, who's a guy that people liked. They said, no, fuck it. We're just going to put the belt back on Brock Lesnar.
Would you think it was a mistake?
Of course, it's a big fucking mistake. It's a big mistake because at the end of the day, you can't trust Brock Lesnar to be there forever. And yet they keep bringing in these fucking old guys, and then you bring it in. I mean, for fuck's sake, they also brought back Goldberg. Like, if Brock Lesnar didn't come back for that show, the rumor is that they were going to call Goldberg.
To do that show?
No, to do the pay-per-view because guess what? The main event for SummerSlam is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And then they was going to call Goldberg.
If Brock Lesnar wasn't going to come back to do that show, they were going to call Goldberg to face Roman Reigns.
And have Goldberg.
Guess when the last time we saw that match? Goldberg versus Roman Reigns at last year's fucking show. No, actually, hold on a second. I lie. No. Last year's show was Roman Reigns versus John Cena, and John Cena's not a full-time wrestler anymore.
Yeah, he's not full. Yeah.
But they already did Roman Reigns versus Goldberg already. They did that shit already.
Who won that match?
Roman Reigns, I think.
Okay.
But you see what I'm saying? You see, even if you don't watch, all these names that I'm mentioning to you are all guys who are past their fucking prime.
Yeah, and they're not even full time. Like, you can't.
They're not full time.
You can't try to make somebody the face of your company and they're not full time. That's just stupid. That's counterproductive.
Because the guys that I see on TV and the guys and girls that I see on TV are all. It's not Brock Lesnar. It's not Goldberg. Hell, half the time he's not even Roman. What it is just a bunch of guys who are good wrestlers who have nothing going on. They have jack shit going on.
Well, I remember you and I had this small debate years ago. I think the problem is, like you mentioned, it's funny because you mentioned the Attitude Era. When you mentioned The Rock, you mentioned Stone Cold, Undertaker. A little before that, we had our Shawn Michaels, our Bret Harts, all the other good stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the problem is like, I think I was trying to tell you this even from before. Oh yeah, Kurt Angle and et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
The problem is those guys, were so great that it was just I think it was just very difficult to find new guys, to emulate the old heads. Like it was too difficult to
I
you
don't want
can't
to. I don't want to hear that.
yeah,
I
but think about it like this. Like even you said how fantastic, The Rock, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart was so good. Not well, at least as far as Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, they were so good, at in the ring. But all of those guys, that I mentioned, you said they are fantastic with the mic, very good with the mic. And to me, the problem is, in order for you to have a legit good wrestler who has a lot of charisma, who's good with the mic, I mean, it's really difficult to find someone that could do all of that. Those guys were like the total package, good wrestlers who were also good with the mic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I think it's very difficult to try to emulate that.
You don't need to. That's the problem. You're trying to emulate something that you're not going to emulate. If you have a character, if you have a wrestler who connects with the fans everywhere he goes, you push him. It don't fucking matter what he. It don't fucking matter if he's not the stereotypical wrestler. If he connects with the fans, you push that fucking guy.
I see what you're saying.
Exactly. Because they pulled the same. They pulled that bullshit with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. CM Punk was hot, right? Red hot, right? He had the pipe bomb promo and all the other stuff. He faces John Cena and I forgot what show it was. But he went and they were doing an angle where his contract was about to expire, and that if he wins the belt, he was going to take it with him and leave. That was the storyline, right? So Vince McMahon, even though John Cena didn't want his help, tried to help John Cena win the match because he didn't want CM Punk. He didn't want CM Punk winning the title and leaving.
That was the storyline,
Yeah,
or
storyline.
storyline? Okay. So the way you was describing it, I thought it was going to be another Vince McMahon Bret Hart situation.
Here's the thing: the way that the storyline was set up actually was based off of real life events, because CM Punk, he was there for like 7-8 years at that point. He had grown frustrated with the creative process, and he really at one point decided that he wasn't going to resign. He was just going to leave. He talked to Vince. Vince decided, and what they did is they essentially stole the storyline that CM Punk did from Ring of Honor. Because when he won the Ring of Honor title, he also signed a WWE contract.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on his way out. But what they did was they created a storyline in Ring of Honor where CM Punk would win the title because he was the babyface there. He was the top guy there.
Yeah.
Right. He would win the title, and then he would turn on the fans and announce that he was leaving Ring of Honor but taking the Ring of Honor title with him. To the point where he even signed his WWE contract on the Ring of Honor belt to get heat. And WWE basically stole that angle. And they were like, they decided, CM Punk will be the champion, and he'll go to, he was only out for like 2 weeks, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that was the whole thing. So when they created a new championship, John Cena won that match. Then CM Punk comes back, right? So it's supposed to be like the double champion, who's the real champion, all the other stuff, right? Now, I forgot who won the match or whatever, but they take the title off of him, and then he gets into a feud with Triple H, and Triple H beats him in the match.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you have? And at this time, Triple H was a part-time wrestler. Why would you have a part-time wrestler beat your hottest wrestler, your number one babyface?
Yeah, makes no sense.
No fucking sense whatsoever. And then you look at someone like a Daniel Bryan, right? Or Bryan Danielson, right? He was the hottest babyface in the company at the time. Like the Yes Chance, all that other shit going all across the country, right? They originally had this dude scheduled to do a no nothing match with Sheamus at WrestleMania. Like not even main event, no nothing. It was gonna be like a not a curtain jerker, but it was gonna be like a random match at WrestleMania. Right?
Yeah.
Their idea for Randy Orton, who was the champion at the time, their idea was to have Batista come back because he had retired because he was doing movies. Have Batista come back, win the Royal Rumble, which he did, and he will be the one to wrestle Randy Orton at WrestleMania. But what happened? Everybody shit on that. They booed the shit out of him, and because everyone wanted Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I think I remember. I'm starting to remember now. Yeah.
But you know the trend that's going on here. Part-time wrestlers being put ahead of the talent that shows up on TV every single day.
Yeah.
The ones that are always on TV, the one traveling from city to city to city. But yet you want to prioritize fucking part-timers like Goldberg, part-timers like Brock Lesnar, part-timers like Batista, and then even right now they're bringing in guys like Jake Paul and shit like that. It's like you at some point you have to give me an investment on the guys that are on and the guys and girls who are on TV currently. Give me a reason to care about your day-to-day TV.
Yeah, because if you're going to just make the part-time wrestlers champion, then what was the point? Like, what's the point of constantly seeing these people on TV if you're not going to push them, if you're not going to make them champion, if you're not going to make their name relevant? It doesn't make any sense. And I really understand why you hate that practice, because if you're going to have Brock Lesnar champion, if you're going to have Goldberg champion, and then they end up missing the next 3, 4, 6 months, what was the point of all that? Like, what's the point? It makes go ahead.
And you have the guys that you have there are not stars because they don't win. They do this stupid 50-50 booking bullshit where one guy they do constant rematches all the time, and they have one guy win one week, other guy win another week. No one's gonna get over. The Rock would never get over under this system. Never. Steve Austin wouldn't get over under this system.
Right.
The best way to have a guy to push a guy is to have him win, and even if they lose, you make them look good in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a mindset that that Vince McMahon has, and the hope and prayer is that Triple H doesn't have that same mindset. And even though yes, I did, obviously CM Punk may hate Triple H, but a lot of guys in that promotion like Triple H, and their goal is that he doesn't have the same mindset that Vince McMahon has. Now, mind you, you still have Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon. We don't know what Stephanie McMahon's philosophy is. We don't know. We have no idea. I mean, Nick Khan, he's all about the money, and that's fine. That's the CEO. That's what you're supposed to do. That's your thing. You're about the money. But with that said, I mean, people are excited because because a lot of the younger audience, a lot of the younger wrestlers, they want a guy who understands them more, and it's very hard for a 77-year-old man who's had the success of doing it his way, and by that success is stubborn in his ways. Like it's like you just want a different voice. So on that part, I think it'll be better. But like I said, it's gonna take. Like the changes aren't going to start overnight. It's something that has to be gradual. It has to be gradual. So let me read some comments from Ruben. Okay, he had a lot to say. He said that no, it was because he lost to AEW. That is true. Because what happened was, let me read this and then I'll go. Like, he lost in Wednesday Night War. Then when they look at it back, they lost worse and moved to Tuesday. That is true. Because here's the thing: NXT for the longest time was an exclusive to the WWE Network at the time.
Yeah.
Right? I think that was the WWE Network, right? When they found out that AEW was a thing and that they were going to be on TV, they swiftly made a deal with USA Network, to move NXT to USA and to move it to Wednesday, which is the same night as Dynamite, at the AEW show. And what happened was they failed, like I knew they were going to fail in the ratings. I think in all the time that they were on the same network, I think they beat them like once or twice.
Oh, they were on both companies was on the same network,
Yeah,
and that was a mistake, is what you're saying.
yeah. Clearly, it was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, it was a mistake. And Triple H was the one. He is right there. That Triple H is the one that fell on the sword. But they were going to change NXT regardless, whether he won or not. They were going to change. They were going to change NXT regardless, whether he won or not. I think Triple H would have been in better position if he had beat AEW, but he wasn't. He was never going to beat AEW.
Yeah.
He was never going to. It was just a dumb decision. He also said Lashley was a believable, credible champion. So was Big E, and they ruined him, which I thought was once impossible. And you want to know why they ruined him? Because they still believed, and both men are victims of this. They both believed that Brock Lesnar was the biggest star.
Correct me if I'm trying to remember. Is Big E the guy that's almost the same size as Bobby Lashley, the black guy? Is that Big E?
Yeah. He's part of the New Day. I'll show you a picture.
Yeah. I think he's that dude huge. I can't tell who's bigger, him or Bobby Lashley. But I if I'm right, I think I know who that is. But yeah, that dude is huge.
Picture. Because right now he's on the mend right now because he had an injury to his neck. It was a scary injury to his neck.
Well, but the thing I will disagree with you and Ruben on, Brock Lesnar was the bigger star.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. But one of your guys is on TV every day. One of your guys is on TV every day. Like you need to do a better job of putting your stars in a better position to succeed. So okay, yeah, is Brock Lesnar a bigger star? Oh no, shit, he's a bigger star. Because you want to know why? Because when he first started out in WWE, what did they have him do? Win. They didn't have him lose every fucking week.
Yeah,
they didn't have him win 1 week and win and lose another week. No, they had him fucking win. No shit, he was a bigger star. And you tell me they couldn't do the same shit with him? With him? You couldn't do the same shit with him.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck does that make any sense?
Yeah, I agree. He never got that. You know, I wasn't watching much, what was going on, but when I would watch my brother watch a couple of matches, I would see Big E, and I said, oh, the guy, he looks decent, he looks like somebody who could actually wrestle.
And look at this, right? Kofi Kingston, right? He had been wrestling in that company for, I want to say, like 13, 14 years, right? Guy who was a talented guy, smaller guy, but talented guy. He was part of the New Day, whatever. And then he wrestled Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan at the time was a heel, and Kofi had that connection with the audience, right? Like people were cheering for him, just saying Kofi Mania, this and that. They wrestle a great match. He wins, right? Everyone's excited. Everyone's happy, right? Because technically, he's the first African American to win the world title, right? Technically, because I don't know, with The Rock, people think that Samoan, whatever, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, those guys.
I look at Rock as black. I know he's Samoan, but I look at him as black.
Yeah, me too.
But technically, the first African American WWE champion was Kofi Kingston, right?
Okay.
He held the title for a couple months. They don't really do that much with him. And guess who he loses the title to?
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. And how long did the match take?
I have no idea.
7 fucking seconds.
Wait, are you kidding me?
Yeah. The match starts. He jumps on Lesnar. Lesnar catches him in the F5, and that's it. Pins him. That's it.
the guy who you were trying to push, the guy who's champion, loses in 7 seconds.
Yeah. So how the fuck can you legitimately push that guy as a guy who can be a main eventer when you have him lose to a fucking part-timer in 7 seconds? How?
Wow, that's unacceptable, man. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. I can't believe he actually accepted it. And why?
What can he do? What can he do? Because at the end of the day, he works for the man who makes the decisions.
Well, the problem is if he agreed to losing, fine, but don't agree to losing for 7 seconds.
What does it matter? The guy who runs the promotion is the one that tells you what to do. Your boss tells you what to do. At the end of the day,
Goodness sakes, man, that's an embarrassment.
And I see all these fucking WWE fanboys who sit there and defend this man's decision making all the fucking time. And it's like you can't elevate a wrestler that way. You can't. It's impossible because it's not like Brock Lesnar hadn't given smaller guys time, like gave them he sold for smaller guys before. He sold for them before. He's had competitive matches before.
Yeah.
But this is your first fucking African American champion, and you do him like that in 7 seconds. Like you can't and you're telling and people wondering why I'm happy that this fucking old piece of shit is gone. When he's an awful human being, and he sucks at producing wrestling shows. I'm tired of it.
My goodness, these guys said he's an awful human being.
And you know what the worst part about all this? I don't even fucking watch the show. I don't watch. Everything I hear from WWE or whatever is do podcasts.
Right.
Is do podcasts. And I get I'm bewildered by their decision making or it pisses me off because I will always support the wrestler. No matter what company they're in, I will always support wrestler because their job is fucking hard. Their job is fucking hard, and they don't get paid. And a lot of them, the vast majority of them, especially on the indies, don't get paid nearly enough to do the job that they do. You can tell they do it because they fucking love it. But the problem is that you have the biggest company in the world who kowtows to part-timers. And if you watch Brock Lesnar, like look, and I'm not saying Brock Lesnar is not entertaining, but like you tell me that you can't find nothing entertaining for that dude to do to have like a feud with another guy who's not in the main event. You don't have nothing entertaining for him to do instead of just squashing guys in 7 seconds and doing the same fucking moves over and over again. Like it's garbage, bro. Like it's garbage. And I listen to the podcast and I'm like, no wonder why I don't watch this shit because this shit's not compelling to me. It's not compelling.
Yeah.
So Ruben said that last year's WrestleMania was Roman versus Edge versus Bryan. No. That was 2 years ago. Last year's show was hold on a second. Let me see if I get that right. I could have sworn last year's show was oh no, you know what? No, he is right. Last year's show, the one last year was this match. This past WrestleMania was Roman versus Brock. And he said that Roman versus Cena was SummerSlam last year, yeah. And he said that Roman took both belts and become part-timer, pretty much.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
he took both belts and became a part-timer after having both belts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It was in the contract that he was gonna do less time. Because I know he wants to go into acting and stuff like that, and he wants to spend more time with his daughter. But they decided to put the belt on him. Both of the main title, they put the belt on him.
What were the main title belts, if you don't mind me asking?
It's the WWE title and the Universal title.
But the wait, hold on. I'm getting them mixed up. What didn't they have like a red one with a W on it?
Yeah. They have a red one, which is the Universal title, and then they have the WWE title, which is the blue one.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
And he has both belts. Okay, rumors said that Punk won the match. Alberto, which is a former wrestler, cashed in Money in the Bank, fused with Nash, and then claimed that they got a text from Triple H to take him out. Right? Yeah, I remember that whole fucking storyline. That all it did was bury Punk. That's all it did. He said bigger, sure, but we're tired of Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Kofi was the first African American champion because he's not Jamaican. He's African. Yeah. When he first started, they had him in a Jamaican gimmick. First African American world champion. We had world heavyweight champions, but it was special because it's the title with the company name on it. Yeah, that's true. But and like I said, to wrap this all up, because I'm gonna get ready to go to work. But to wrap it all up, like I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's gone. I mean, I wish he hadn't, sexually assaulted all those fucking women. But like, if this is what it takes for him to fucking leave the company, and no women get the bag because of it, I'm fine. I'm fine. But get this piece of shit out of here.
In my opinion, if all of those allegations, are 100% true, then but yet, the women, they still took the money anyway. They still decided, to take the money anyway. So I once you decided, to take the devil's money, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you anymore.
But here's the problem. What if the devil controls the media, and the media is not going to? And like I said, the reason why I look for I didn't look for mainstream media, because mainstream media is not going to take this shit seriously.
Yeah,
it's not going to, and these women know that. These women know that.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with your sentiment, but they also know that they're in a powerless position. Because this like, just because he's gone doesn't mean that everything's gonna get fixed. Because they still have people in that company who have the same mindset as Vince. And when Triple H weeds those people out, then the culture will change.
Oh, okay. So you think Triple H will be the saving grace? Like it's
I hope so. Because like I said, when even though with NXT, I know for a fact that his goal was to kill off the Indies. So he had the same mindset as Vince McMahon. His brand of TV is more entertaining. His brand, like the storytelling that he did in NXT, putting the right guy over, not trying to stifle, even though he did the same thing, he did it with Punk, but not trying to stifle talent that he signed, and having a care about what these guys do. He will know infinitely more than McMahon does in that department.
Oh, okay. Well, you did a phenomenal job of elaborating, going into depth of what happened. I know that took a lot of time.
Yeah, and trust me, it's deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. But like I said,
are you gonna have like a separate video in your channel?
I actually have two videos that I was gonna try to do this week. I'm definitely gonna do one tomorrow because we're off. FYI, do you want to watch the UFC? You want to watch Nunes versus
the thing is, I wanted to, but I still had the party.
Yeah.
Still got my cousin's party is tomorrow, so I won't be able to watch it.
Okay.
But what was I gonna say? But yeah, you did a very good job of elaborating everything.
Yeah.
For me, it would have been nice if there was some type of ceremony than a stupid tweet.
Because honestly, I'm glad we didn't get that, because celebrating a man for the stuff that he did, like nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I couldn't. That would be disgusting. If he legitimately retired, then I would understand, because he's done. Look, he's a huge part of my childhood. He's partially the reason why I love professional wrestling today.
Yeah.
Like he is, I can't take that away. But the combination of his stale garbage brand of professional wrestling, the allegations, just completely turned me off to the, not only to him but also to the company. And I hope Triple H can change that because, like I said, like I watch AEW. I've always been someone who's always preferred watching wrestling across the world from WWE. But at the end of the day, WWE is the biggest brand, and it's better if that show is good. Therefore, you have AEW to try to step up their game, right? Just naturally because of competition, right? You have Impact, MLW, New Japan, All Japan, Noah, all these companies around the world.
But the main competition is AEW, right? Like that's like
Yeah, that's their main competition. And the big difference between that show and WWE and look, AEW is not perfect, right? I have complaints about AEW also, but you care about these wrestlers. You care, they have long-term storytelling, right? They don't get in the way of people cheering for the guy that they want to cheer.
yeah.
They don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully Triple H changes that mindset, changes that mentality.
Yeah. I hope he does change it because little by little, I would try to get back into wrestling, especially in AEW. Remember, I told you one of my favorite wrestlers over there, was Jungle Boy. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Um,
And he had a huge feud going on with Christian Cage right now.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I guess I should watch a couple of clips on YouTube to see what's going on. But no, I do hope.
Yeah,
I do
watch
hope.
that promo he did on Christian Cage was crazy.
All right, I'll watch
And the promo that he did on Jungle Boy was crazy. Now, you know Luke Perry, right? You've heard of the name Luke Perry.
Yeah.
That Jungle Boy is his son.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that Jungle Boy is his son. And the stuff, and trust me, the promos the promo that they've done on each other is crazy.
All right, yeah, okay, I'll take a look at it. But I really do hope that AEW succeed. I was hoping that one day it was going to be another WWE WWF versus WCW type of thing where the competition was like neck and neck. I don't think it's ever going to go that way, but
No, because WWE is such a massive company.
yeah,
But based on quality, AEW is already ahead, and really is up to Triple H to level the playing field. Because right now, I mean, if they just want to just rest on their laurels when it comes to money, then yeah, AEW is never going to catch them. But when it comes to quality, AEW is a much better show.
yeah.
Much better show. And again, it's not perfect, but it's a much better show than WWE. And the goal is hopefully that Triple H changes that. Let me read one more comment and then we can go.
Mm-hmm.
He said that they changed the Universal title color after Brock beat Kofi and moved to Raw. So Bray changed the color to, I guess. So, yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Ruben knows what you're talking about.
Okay. So Ruben is a big wrestling fan too. So that's awesome. It was cool getting feedback and facts from you, Ruben, and definitely you, Hubi 186, because I stopped watching wrestling like several years ago, like around the era at the time Kurt Angle had pretty much stopped.
Yeah,
that's pretty much when I was I was pretty much done once Kurt Angle left, and that was a long time ago. So. But I think this was a very good show in my opinion. I thought this was a very very absolutely good show. I enjoyed
under 3 hours too. That's good.
Yeah. Definitely under 3 hours. So we're gonna go back to Monday, just for you all to let you all know we will be going back on Monday. So Monday, 6:30 or 7, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one. Hobie, you give these guys a shout out if you want.
Yeah. So Ruben, obviously, thank you for your contribution. Vicious954, thank you. F, even I only wrote one comment, but thank you for watching. Moto, thank you for watching. Torian, thank you for watching. Nolan, obviously, as always, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I do have 2 videos that I'm going to be making this week. One is obviously the Vince McMahon stuff and my overall thoughts, and then another one is about a topic that we might talk on Monday. GTA 6 there was a leak. I don't know if it's a leak, but it could be a rumor, but it really is about what 6 is going to contain, and I do want to talk about it because it's important, at least to me. That's my obviously that's one of my favorite franchises of all time.
No, I'll definitely want to partake in that because it's a AAA game. It's one of the biggest franchises. So yeah, absolutely, I'm down.
So we'll talk. I'll make a video and then we'll talk about it on the podcast as well. So anyway, this is Hoopy 186. We'll see you guys later.
All right.